At the least, bitch, nigga. See, saying some bullshit. I know. Try to get some people to come from over there. That's all I was trying to do. That's all a nigga was trying to do. Wasn't trying to hurt a motherfucker's feelings. She was just trying to get people to come from on that side to on this side. It's some fuck shit. I don't like this motherfucking shit. At least, bitch, nigga. Okay, say something so I can know if your side works. Saying
what the fuck is going on
to them, so that we'll
see
people
to come from over there.
That's all I was trying to do. That's all a nigga was trying to do. Wasn't trying to hurt a motherfucker's feelings. She was just trying to get people to come from on that side to on this side. It's some fuck. I don't like this motherfucking shit. At least, bitch, nigga. Okay, say something so I can know if your side works.
What you gonna do when you grow up and have to face responsibility?
Now that I didn't need. It was right at the point where I was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on, and you did that, and I couldn't hear it. God, dog. I was just trying to. Oh man, God, dog. I heard you congratulating me on my green screen though, so I want to give you some time out to talk nice about my green screen again. Go ahead, do that.
Yes, Thomas, I noticed your green screen was looking very eloquent on this evening. The tone and the picture that you've chosen is absolutely stunning. How did you get your green screen to do so well when others have not been able to do so?
Well, I'm glad you asked, and then the answer to that is, well, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. It looked like I got an arsenal back here.
Yes.
Last name ought to be Hall with that arsenal. It didn't really make sense, but you know how when you're rapping, you can make words that don't sound like that. You know, like how Master P said, he said he don't want to be buried in the cemetery. I said that don't rhyme no matter how you said it, nigga. You can't just speak this. Go ahead.
Like Willie D and using paranoid and sword. I live by the sword.
but that was. I keep a 9mm because I ain't getting buried. He said, my Glock be special like Ed. All y'all niggas ain't strapped, might end up in a body bag. No! I said, no, Master P. No. Master P, no. You know that does not rhyme.
Man, and you know what? It's not the artist's fault. It's them niggas' fault who's sitting in the studio letting him drop that shit and ain't nobody saying nothing. They must be like, hold on, wait, man. I see what you're trying to do, but that shit ain't working.
I know where you're going with this, but no.
Right, we gotta come up with something else, man.
It'd be like Tupac.
And they like, yeah, that shit tight, man. Yeah, I like that.
Be like Tupac at the beginning of Straight Ballin'. I would share the definition of balling with you white folks, but no. But no. I said, God, dog, I like that.
Oh my God. He said, I would share the definition of balling with you white folks, but no. That's my motherfucking song too, boy.
I've always loved that song, boy.
Man, I love that song.
In the background.
Man.
And I spent me some time out in Vegas for the past few days. I was out there enjoying myself. And you know, like with the green screen, it's people that offer to help, but I don't really know if I can accept help from people because I think they be trying to kill me or something. Like, you know, I'm thinking,
trying to kill you.
Yes. Like you know, there was a lot of niggas up there that said, "Hey, man, I could help you out," and I just kept thinking, "No, you just gonna probably kill me or rape me." Like I'm sorry, but that's just what I assume that niggas will do. They either killing or raping.
This nigga go to a hotel. They say, "Hey, Mr. Sotomayor, we want to help you put your bags." No, nigga, you trying to kill me
or rape me? Let's keep.
Or rape me, right? You try? What you trying to do? Give me my bags, and I don't think you can rape me. Right. Fuck that.
Because a nigga won't. If a nigga rape you, he ain't got to kill you because he know you ain't gonna tell. Who you telling? He laugh at you and send you on your way, slap you on your ass out the door. Now go on out there and do something, nigga. Go on
out there. He got to kill me because every time I'm
just a killer.
I just lost it, man. He's like, man, he just lost it. Yeah, he lost his virginity. That's what the fuck he lost. I got it back, motherfucker, with your life. I got it back.
Now I gotta say this: we people get mad when I make certain jokes, which I don't understand why people get mad when I make that jokes. But I know we talked before we got on the show, and you were concerned about me being in Vegas. And why were you concerned, sir?
Well, I care about you, Tommy, and I ain't trying to kill you or fuck you. So, I do want to help as much as I can, but I care about you. And Vegas is a pretty wild place, man. And I've heard you mention several times about your weakness with gambling and with hoes, and you like right smack dab in the central of all of that, where both are legal.
Gambling and hoes, yes. And for some reason, people are saying it's freezing. I don't know. Y'all know what they're gonna keep doing to me. They're just gonna keep doing this. So what I'm gonna do is, however this goes, if you guys see it freezing and shit, I'm recording it. So I'll put up the one that's not freezing afterwards, just to let you guys see something for people to believe. Well, you know, they think that I'm just bullshitting. Y'all know this is my fourth attempt at trying to have, and I plan on doing a video about it, trying to have a channel where I would do conspiracies. Like, it's irritating to even try to do it because they keep flagging me. Well, I put up videos, and what none of them mean, what none of them bad, it was just all conspiracy around the cop who was raping black women and around what was going on in Vegas. Well, I went to check on the thing to see how I was doing. You guys have got me up at 1,300 subscribers over there, so that's awesome. And then I got this. This is a big ass strike. Now on that strike, you can see what it says. It says, as you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't on YouTube. Your video, Las Vegas shooting, Illuminati false flag, retired accountant, Freemason gun control, was flagged was flagged for review. Upon review, we determined that it violates our guidelines, so we removed it from YouTube and assigned a community guideline strike or temporary penalty. The impact of these strikes is that the first strike applied to your account. We usually understand that users seldom intend to violate our policies. That's why the strikes don't last forever. This strike will expire in 3 months. However, it's important to remember that any additional strikes could prevent you from posting content to YouTube or even lead to your account being terminated. Notice that they did not explain why they deleted the video. Nowhere in here did it say I was cussing, that it was nudity, that it was anything, because it was none of those. So are you telling me that they deleted and didn't even have to explain why? They didn't even explain. Every time I get a flag, they at least say.
Wow.
They didn't even say it. There was no violation. It just talked about something in a way that they don't want you to talk about it, which is talking about what went on in Vegas.
Wow. Yeah, I don't get that, man. And so like, even if you like, can you like appeal that to say, well, can y'all explain to me what it is I did so I at least won't do it again? But they're just saying like, hey, this is it. You've been warned, nigga.
I can appeal it, but it's like a naked banana. It no longer accepts my appeal.
I won't accept your appeal. Wow.
It's a late, man. It's a late night. It's trial and error with me. I throw it out there. I'm a grenade comedian. I throw the shit out there and just see what
it's like the grenade. Go ahead, watch it blow up.
It didn't hit his mark, but somebody laughed. But
Wow.
but with Vegas, yes, it was I sung my Tom Petty song before one of my videos. I said I was a good boy up in Las Vegas, didn't gamble or buy no hoes. I did. I mean, that one hoe don't count because, like, she knew me, so she didn't charge me when she got there. So it's a different story. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about stuff that matters. Now, what matters right now is the fact that, one, we got 81 likes and no dislikes, so that's awesome. So the haters are not on their job. Maybe they sleep. Tomorrow, I want to let you guys know that USA plays Panama 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. my time. Make sure you guys watch that. And somebody said, Tommy, go to bed. That was a bad joke. Hey, what? Listen, I can't help it. Like Michael Jackson, I can't help it. If I wanted to.
If I wanted to. Help it. Even if I couldn't help it.
I can't help it, no. Yes, jokes are shitty.
Oh, man.
It's okay.
Yes, indeed.
Wow, we got a topic, and you came up with this topic. So once you set it up, where we are and what we're talking about, I'm gonna let you take the reins on this one.
Alrighty. So with all of the discussion and that's going on in our country at this moment, we've moved past the current topic of Puerto Rico and the rocket man who's over yonder firing off and rockets on a daily basis. And we've kind of moved into this gun control thing. So it kind of got me to thinking with the tragedy that happened in Las Vegas with this gunman. There's so much speculation on is it a conspiracy? Were there one gunman or were there three? Was it on the grassy knoll or was it on the 32nd floor or the 4th floor, whatever the case may be? And it just got me to thinking and saying like, well, you know, are we moving to a point as a nation, as a country to say, well, hey, is it time to consider us forfeiting our Second Amendment right and giving up our guns, putting our weapons down and saying, hey, maybe we've just done too much with this and let's move on and let's try to progress past this. So I wanted to have a show where we talked about that and we discussed, should we give them up? Should we lay down the guns and should we move on to bigger and brighter things and higher levels of evolution and forfeit our Second Amendment rights?
Now, I might as well just get your take on that because DC has now decided that it will not fight a lot of the gun bills that they had put forward. They're just going to give up. Altuve MVP, yes, sir. I just am shocked, but not really, at what's transpiring. How many people have taken this time to say, you know, if we didn't have guns, this wouldn't have happened. And technically, they're telling the truth. If he didn't have a gun either.
Right.
What's the problem, though? Because guns exist, criminals can get them. Remember, people were smoking weed when weed was illegal. People was rapping about weed when weed was illegal. I talk about paying hoes all the time, and that's illegal. They talk about killing people in rap songs, and that's illegal. Murder's illegal, but people still do it.
Right.
Isn't there several things in the United States that are illegal, yet people still do them?
Yep.
So I want to ask you, where do you stand on this?
I look at it like this. So I thought about this for quite some time. And for the record, I am what you would call a gun guy. I am a gun advocate. I love guns. I like them in my house. I like them in my car.
I like them in my pants. I like them in the bed with me.
I like them in my bed.
I like them with green eggs and ham.
I like them in a house. I like them when I'm trying to shoot at a mouse. I like guns. I like them, Sam. I am.
I like them in my cat.
Yes, I just do. And I said, well, man, is it me? Am I really like, have I gone too far? Is there something where I'm a little twisted to where I like guns? And I thought about it and I said, no. And here's how I figured this out and came to this conclusion. Guns are dangerous, and there is a responsibility that comes with owning a gun, and there's even a greater responsibility with using a gun. And I believe that that is the same thing as just like when you're talking about driving a car. Vehicles are wonderful machines that we manufacture. We make them every day. We get behind the wheel of a vehicle and we drive it to and fro to do whatever we want to do. We drive it for sport. We drive it for work, whatever the case may be. However, there is a grave danger that comes along with operating vehicles. People die in car wrecks every day. People are hit by cars. Cars are driven through buildings. They're driven into homes. There is a great danger that goes along with cars. Yet and still, although we've had Mothers Against Drunk Driving, although we have plenty of click it or ticket, seatbelt laws, and speed laws, speed limit rules, we have never once, as a country, had the conversation of getting rid of vehicles.
The young lady in the comment section said something beautiful, Miss Time Q Collector. Collector. She said, basically, just 3,000 people were murdered in 9/11. Not one gun was used.
Bam.
So are we trying to ban airplanes?
Right. There you go. So, and we've never had the conversation of banning vehicles. We've never even thought to say, well, damn it, should we stop driving and just
if motherfuckers walked, it wouldn't be no pileups. It wouldn't be like a 13 nigga pileup. They just oh, and you didn't stop. You just kept walking.
Man, it was hey man, you 2 hours late to work. What happened? Man, it was an 8 nigga pileup, man, at the corner, man. What? Yeah, man. 2 niggas was running, and the other 2 niggas was walking, and 4 other niggas just fell out from the fallout from that crash. God damn.
You know what I'm saying? It was niggas all over the sidewalk. Just couldn't get past.
They said, man, it was snowing outside today. Man, why you go to work? Oh man, you didn't hear? It was a 32 nigga pileup, man, on the walkway today. What? Yeah, them niggas just kept sliding into each other, man. But you know, and it's like when you think about that, we've never once thought about going back to horses. Horses would be a lot more safer. Mm-hmm. We'd have a bunch of shit everywhere on the streets, but hey, at the end of the day, it would still be safer. But we've never thought about that. And I think that is where I guess the conversation I believe needs to begin is with not necessarily the laws to restrict guns, but we need to be more aware of firearms. We need to be more well trained in firearms. And yes, I believe that there needs to be a better psychological test, if you will, to people that get firearms, because you're still going to have people, even if you outlawed guns, people are still going to get guns illegally. You're still going to have people that are going to do mass shootings or active shooters. That's still going to happen. So regulating guns and getting rid of guns is not going to solve this problem, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't think that there are people out there or somebody out there that will say, well, if guns were illegal, I wouldn't have went on that murdering spree. Because at the end of the day, the active shooter's mindset is that they go out to do just what this guy did, is to get that high score. I want to go out and I want to get the highest score possible so that I can be remembered. I'll be in the history books. And I think that if you took guns away, people would just switch it over to bombs. If there were no guns, there would be people walking into crowds or stadiums and they would be exploding themselves and blowing everybody up. It would be the same type of issue.
Yeah, and I want you guys over at Tommy Sotomayor Live to do me a favor. Bring your punk ass over to the Guru and the Whore channel, because I'm about to shut you guys down. I just brought you up so you guys can see it. There's 180 over there. There's 170 over here. You guys need to go on and combine this shit. So bring your punk ass on over to the other side. I just wanted you guys to be over here so you know. The link is in the description box. I also put the link inside of the comment section that I'm about to shut down and everything in just a second, so you guys can come or not. I'm not going to keep giving you guys a bunch of warnings like I've been doing. I'm just going to shut the motherfucker down Anybody watching after this or on the replays, you know the link is in the description box that will bring you to the rest of the show. I also want to ask you to do me a favor, Brian, if you can. Text me your PayPal link thing so I can put it in the comment section, because there's nothing in there. I'm just, not in the comment section, but the description. There's nothing in there. It says join Brian and the Guru. It says want to donate, but then it says my website, and then it says your website, your Facebook, your Twitter, and Instagram. I need to fix those too, because they need to be clickable buttons. But I want to fix that and get that in there now. So when the show's on, guys, you can just
yes, sir.
You find it posted in the chat. Okay. So I want to get that all set up. And while you're getting that link, I know that you live in Chicago. Thank you. I got it. And in Chicago, you have a lot of people there who own or who's supposed to not own weapons.
Right.
But you guys have a high ass rate of killing. Same with Baltimore. Almost every one of these liberal cities where the guns are banned, people get them. Now, I understand that you guys have of an issue because you have a state right next to you that says it's like the Wild Wild West. Indiana, it fucking all guns illegal. So all you do is drive out of the state and go pick up the gun. But here's my problem with the gun laws. If you're going to have varying states with varying laws, then shouldn't you tell the people, if you don't own a driver's license in my state, you can't buy no gun out my state? Wouldn't that make it easier? You got to live in my state. That way I know you have the, or am I oversimplifying this? Go ahead.
I think that, well, first and foremost, my opinion is that I think they've complicated this beyond, it's just beyond me as to why it's so complicated, because people travel too goddamn much for you to have this issue. And just like you have a universal driver's license, regardless of what state you in, you can drive in whatever state. It should be the same exact thing with your firearm. Hell, you could even combine the licenses if you wanted to. I think that they need to set it up to where once you get these particular rules and you say, hey, let's look across the state and see which states are the most successful at this, you take their laws and you combine them and say, hey, this is going to be the federal law across the board. Everybody is following the rules of Texas, or you're following the rules of Florida, or whatever the case may be. And that's it. Everybody's just following that rule. It's the same thing with driving. Me stopping at a stop sign in Michigan, me stopping at a stop sign in Louisiana, and me stopping at a stop sign in California, it's the same goddamn thing. They all the same color, and you stop at them the same exact way. It should be the same thing with firearms. The thing about Chicago is that the majority of it, before they just got this concealed carry process in place, the only people that had guns in Chicago were the goddamn politicians and the criminals. They were the only ones, aside from, the police, but it still didn't affect. He said, and who?
I said, it's still the criminals.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Look, I'm sorry. And y'all know I'm for the police. I saw something today. It just made me sick. They shot this black man back.
In Utah?
Black man. Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
And I don't want to get into it. We can touch it some other time. But they had guns. And ain't nobody asking for them to take away their motherfucking guns. Because right now, them motherfuckers need to be like European cops at this point. They need to have a fucking nightstick and a fucking plan of action. Yeah. When you got a nightstick, you going to have a plan of action. And you ain't going to just pull everybody over talking shit to them. Because all you got is a fucking stick. When you got that gun, it make you feel bigger than you are. And then you start doing bullshit. Let me get off this. Let's go back to this fucking shooting. I like what you said. And I've heard that being bandied about a few times, of a universal gun law. Do you think that the states wouldn't give pushback? Because I think a lot of what the NRA wants is states' rights, because they know if the federal government takes it over, it's going to be some really watered down thing. Like, take your state with the widest gun laws, then take your state with the strictest gun laws. Mm-hmm. Then factor in crime in states, with real wide gun laws versus the other. Factor in types of people that go to those states. Factor in weather conditions. Factor in economic situation. I think they should do all of that. And like you said, come to some middle ground. But I think there are too many lobbyists with the guns. Because the people who manufacture guns and bullets, well, the lobbyists are going to want to keep making their money. So they're not going to want somebody to fuck up their money.
Right.
But I think a lot of this is being done to push public sentiment to get past that. Because they've already got their money from the gun people. Now they're trying to turn the gun people into villains. Same thing they did with the tobacco people, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
They got all the money they needed from them, then they turned them into villains. While still letting them sell their wares. Now, nobody said ban tobacco, which I'm surprised because tobacco kills more people than guns.
Sure does.
Nobody said ban sex because AIDS kills more people than guns. Nobody said ban food, heart disease, and heart attack. Nobody's trying to ban bad food.
Yep. Or the shit they put in it. Nobody says ban high fructose corn syrup.
Uh-oh.
Nobody ban the shit that they call salt that ain't really salt.
Uh-oh.
That people sprinkle on their food every day. Nobody says that. Nobody says ban carbs.
I'm gonna let you keep talking.
And it's like the thing is that we have all of these things that people are saying that, and there's so many people that are just uneducated about the gun world and just, I mean, because at the end of the day, when you look at what the firearm manufacturers would love to do, because if they did open it up more in California, in Illinois, in your Washington D.C., your New York, whatever the case may be, if it was more open, yes, they would increase sales. Yes, they would make more money. But look at what pharmacy is doing. Look at what the pharmaceutical companies are doing to us. Mm-hmm. Look at what the food industry is doing to us. Mm-hmm. They're getting paid too. At the end of the day, beyond measure, beyond what you even think, but we don't think about that because they're paying the lobbyists, they're keeping the media moving, and they're keeping everything streamlined to where it's not something that's even brought up. And it's like this final frontier of guns. I think that the biggest thing is that the more guns that we have access to, the harder it will be to ever try to take them at the end of the day. And I think that if you are someone who doesn't like guns, I get it and I respect that fact. But just because you don't like them doesn't mean that everybody else should not have access to them.
Now, you said something earlier. You said guns are dangerous. I think that's a bad narrative to push, and let me tell you why, and then you can tell me why you said it. And I think I understand why you're saying it, but let me tell you why I think it's dangerous to say. I think it's dangerous to say because guns aren't dangerous by themselves. Guns aren't problematic by themselves. You leave a gun on the table, that gun won't shoot nobody, won't hit nobody over the head. It won't do anything. I think what we need to start talking about, honestly, is that people are dangerous. People are very dangerous. And because of that, a knife can be considered dangerous. Because of that, a table, a piece of wood, gasoline. Think about how many people you can kill with gas. And then think about this. Yeah. People can still build pipe bombs at home. Richard Kaczynski, look him up. You know who Mr. Kaczynski is, right?
No, who is that?
The Unabomber.
Oh, the Unabomber. Okay, yeah.
Did he pull a gun out on anybody?
Nope. And I said that to say that guns are dangerous just like a car is dangerous. Mm-hmm. The same danger that you have with a vehicle is the same type of danger you have with a gun. You leave it sitting there, you leave that car parked, it's not going to do a damn thing to anybody. It's the person that gets behind the wheel. It's the person that puts that gun on their hip or in their pocket or in their holster, whatever the case may be. Because in that case, it's the same thing as pressure cookers are dangerous.
Thank you.
When used in the wrong way, it can be very dangerous. We saw that in the Boston bombing.
But right, no gun, Boston bombing. No gun in Oklahoma City. And Oklahoma City, matter of fact, let me tell you something. The people in Vegas got luckier than the people in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, 200 motherfuckers died.
Yes. And people don't even, And that's it. That's what people don't realize. It's like even with that thing where they're trying to ban now the bumper stock, they don't realize that dude having that stupid ass fucking stock on his gun that probably saved
a
good 20 to maybe 75 lives, because if that dude didn't have that stock on there and he had maybe a really good optic, he could have picked off a lot more people had he had the wherewithal to
use the gun the right way.
Yes, he did not.
That damn thing caused that gun to jam, overheat. Because whenever you modify something, it usually go bad. Why do you think companies they say you void the warranty if you fuck with the shit we already did? Because we know how this shit works.
Yep. Exactly. And it's just the fact that even if you take a gun and you saw the barrel off or some shit like that, when you make those type of modifications, you definitely weaken the performance of that firearm. And the fact that he put that stupid ass bumper stock on his firearm, on that rifle, it literally saved lives because it took away from his accuracy. People who've never shot a fully automatic firearm, they don't know this or don't understand it. But when you're doing that, when you're shooting that automatic, you have the repetitive with the bullets thing going, but it is so hard to stay on target because of the pressure that gun is creating by that consistent fire and that fire rate being so fast. If that dude would have had a fucking very good Leopold fucking optic on the top of that boy, that scope, he could have picked off at least another 25 to 50 people easy, because the bullets and the rounds that you're using, those are one hit quitters. You hit a motherfucker with that, usually they gonna die right there. They're not making it from that. And he could have put those people in them crosshairs, and he could have been picking them off had he had a high-powered rifle with a great scope on it.
That's what I don't understand. If he really was trying to kill people, all he needed was a rifle. Everything about the weapon he used was wrong from the placement he was at. Now, I want to say something. Let me go ahead and shut it off first off. I gotta shut it off. All y'all over there at Tommy Sotomayor, you're live. You're about to be shut off. If you did not click the link in the description box, or you didn't click the link I sent, well then fuck you, but auf Wiedersehen. Okay, now.
You put the German on their ass. Auf Wiedersehen.
But I do want to say this part. Now, where that guy was a perfect place if you're laying down cover fire. And what he used was perfect if he's laying down cover fire. Now, people are wondering, what do I mean by cover fire? Well, normally when you hear that somebody's shooting, you run. Now, what if you had somebody in the crowd or down on the ground level or fourth floor, that instead of having something where you shoot a whole bunch of fucking rounds, you got a rifle? And while you shooting all them damn rounds to get people to move, you just pa, 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 pa. Because let me say this to you. And you tell me if I'm lying. If you get those people to run and somebody has a rifle, that at that point sounds like why you only have 59. Was it 59? 58?
59. Yep.
58 plus 1. That's the only reason you would have that, is because instead of that rapid fire shit that they're trying to sell you, you had somebody picking them off.
I believe
I can fly.
That I can fly. I also believe that I can touch the sky.
Right.
I thought about it every night and day. And spread my wings and fly away.
Because if he really wanted to kill somebody, he would have just started with a rifle. But go ahead.
Yeah, I believe that with just the footage that I've seen, that there is some shit going on beyond what is being told because of just that. With the video footage I've seen of there being like a fourth floor muzzle fire that you're able to see, with the inaccuracy of the firearm of the weapon that he's using. If you really wanted to like lay people down, the thing to do would be to create what is called a fatal funnel. And that's basically just shooting off into the general area, like the middle of the crowd, which is going to eventually, once people realize what the hell is happening, they're going to do what? Head to the exit. However, what that exit does is it's going to funnel people into like a little hallway, a little funnel, pretty much. And therefore, you can concentrate your fire then on that exit. And then those people would be easier targets to hit because you're concentrating them into a smaller area. I think that would have been more ideal to do if it was just about saying, I'm going to kill as many people as I possibly can. I want to take out as many as I possibly can. I believe that if you have multiple people, though, and there is a true conspiracy, that you would do something like have cover fire, because that would be a great diversion. It would get people to look up and see, oh, shit, they're shooting from up there. And while you're doing that, there are people on lower levels or even from a different vantage point, because I haven't been out there, so I don't know how that set up. But it could be that somebody could do that and have more time to actually pick off their targets because you're focused on the muzzle fire up on the 32nd floor. Now, I'll say that.
Now, here's what somebody just said in the comment section. I'll let you address this. Or either I should. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to throw it out there. They said, remember, over 500 people were injured. But how many of those people do we know that were injured by just running?
Right.
Yep. Do you understand how many people got hurt? If you were there, you saw somebody's shit split open and you hear bop, 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 bop. You know how many people you going to step over? You know how many asses you'd eat just to get to the front of the line?
Yeah. How many people died from stampede?
It's usually one of the biggest reasons people die, and they're not telling us.
Yep. They didn't say, hey, there are 59 gunshot wound victims. 59 people died from fatal gunshot wounds. You don't know that I could have got shot in my arm, fell to the ground, and got trampled by 30 people.
Yep.
You don't know. So it's like that. And that's what I mean by those are the things that they're like really not just coming flat out and just saying what it is. They're leaving it, I guess, open, because the more open you leave it, the more speculation you have. Because if you take these 500 plus victims and you bring them all to Congress to say, well, tell us your story. Oh, I was there that night and it was just a fateful event. It was so devastating and tragic to just see us all dying from gunfire. You can't go back and disprove any of that. Mm-hmm. And you don't know how many people, the people that are dead, you don't know how they specifically died.
Nope.
Now you can see, hey, there's blood. You can see that there are some gunshot wounds, but you don't know if that was the actual cause of death.
Ooh, right. It could have been 4 niggas that died from gunshot wounds.
It could have, yes.
And the other 54 got stepped on, kicked, nigga gave them the people's elbow just to get out of the doorway. You know how many shoulder blades and necks I'd have stood on just to get the fuck up out of there? I want to live.
Yes.
I've been like Big Pun.
I've been in a situation where I was at a concert and gunfire rang out and people were just running in different directions. I've been there, so I know what that environment is like, and there is so much going on that you won't be able to say, oh, well, I know what happened to this person or that person died because he got shot. It's people running everywhere and everybody's running for their lives. So you don't know exactly what's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know who's going to die from what. You don't know.
No, and it would be nice if the government gave us straight answers, but we also know that the government will not give us straight answers. So when the government will not give us straight answers, what we end up doing is having to speculate, and I think they enjoy this part of it. I think they like the fact that we are making it, because we never do anything. We just sit around and say, I wonder, like we bar Skaggs and shit. I wonder who. Who the fuck did that? Learn that dough down, cracker upstairs. He was pulling out his gun and shooting everywhere. I wonder. Dirty, low down cracker.
Oh Oh my
Dirty low
goodness.
down cracker. But I think they want to see us do this, and then they give us like a period where it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
He shot himself. Y'all don't understand when they say this. That's a period that is in the wrong place. That is watching the Avengers. They all got ready to not the Avengers, but the Civil War. And as soon as they all got onto the hangar getting ready to fight, the movie stopped.
Yep.
That period of he shot himself, that period of Jack Ruby killed him, that period of he died before he went to trial, all this shit, these are bad places for the period to be, because it again opens it up for speculation, but you can't ask the person.
Right. Yep. And even as tragic as this may sound, or I guess as callous as it may sound, one of the things we talked about on the You Dig the other night is, and one of the things that I said was that sometimes when you see something tragic that has happened, when you see an event like this,
I'm about to stop you for a second. Don't be shouting out other nigga shows. I don't know them motherfuckers. Who you talking about? What kind of show you talking about?
Hey, them my motherfuckers. I fucks with them on the regular.
You know what I'm saying? On my dead daddy, them niggas is good people.
Yeah. Shout out to my man DJ Just J. Yeah, you know what time it is.
but go ahead.
But one of the things that I said was that even though this is a tragic event that has happened, you sometimes have to let the event be what it is, and you have to look past it and see exactly what the end game is what I call it. So when you're talking about this situation that has happened, it is a tragic thing, because you got 59 people that have lost their lives. But is the end game truly just, hey, us trying to figure out what happened? No. I think the end game is to see where this is going, because there already talks about gun control. There's already talks about gun control in Vegas.
It was immediate talk
about, yeah. So it's like, this is just basically the initial explosion, but it's the aftermath and the fallout from this is what we need to be watching as people to see where our politicians are trying to go with this. What is the true agenda behind this tragic event that has happened? Because if I'm a person who's lobbying against, guns, and I want guns taken off the street, I don't think that people should have military grade firearms. I'm going to use this as a great example. I'm going to use Orlando as a great example. I'm going to use Sandy Hook as a great example. And I'm going to blame those guns as opposed to the people that are wielding those guns.
That's right.
So that's what we need to focus on and say, okay, yeah, this is a fucked up situation. My heart goes out to the victims and those victim families. But wait a minute, you're not going to take my guns, and you're not going to blame this on guns being available to people, which is why this is happening. No,
let's talk about some.
That's the thing we need to watch out for.
Let's talk about some stuff that we should ban. We did it a little bit earlier. So let's do it and throw it back and forth. As a matter of fact, I'm liking this conversation so much. I think we should do it tomorrow earlier and let people call in and get their opinions. So we'll give our opinions today. They can hear it, and then tomorrow, we'll set up a time if you're free, or even Saturday. It's up to you.
No, we can do it.
All right, but to let people call in on this. But let's play the game. And you guys can play along at home as well. We're going to talk about some things.
It's like a game show.
All right, y'all, there's some fabulous gifts and prizes that none of you will fucking receive if you win or not. So let's get into it. With the game we're going to play right now, we started off earlier. We can start off things that should be banned based upon the result that you didn't like. I'll go and then you go. And you say why. Okay, I'll go. Alcohol. Alcohol is a larger killer than guns every year. Accidents because of alcohol. People dying because of cirrhosis or psoriasis, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. Cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis of the liver, yes.
They got psoriasis of the liver. This shit's peeling off. It's itching and everything. This nigga liver just shedding all over the place. I can't stop scratching it, nigga.
That nigga liver itching. That nigga liver itching. Man, my liver itching like a motherfucker, man.
Cirrhosis.
I've
Fine.
been
If
drinking
you
Head
want
and
to use
Shoulders
that
for 2
word,
weeks.
fine. Cirrhosis. Cirrhosis of the liver.
Nigga, put some calamine lotion on your lip then. Stop scratching, motherfucker.
Just more of that. They're naming them in the comment section. They're doing really good. That's awesome. They're doing it. So I say alcohol. You go.
Tobacco.
All right.
Tobacco, you have people that suffer from emphysema. You have people that get cancer. It is a known fact that if you smoke cigarettes, it even tells you on the package, it can cause death. You can die from smoking this shit.
Over-the-counter medicines. People use them to make meth. People OD on over-the-counter medicines all the time. Matter of fact, why even call it to stop with over-the-counter? Let's just say pharmaceuticals, because people use the number one killer of Hollywood people is not guns, it's prescription drugs.
Yes. Cars, vehicles. There are people dying from car accidents.
You already said that, nigga. You can't recycle your shit. You lose it.
So I can't count that again?
No.
Oh, okay.
I said we've already done that. You got to come up with new shit.
God damn it.
While I'm talking,
Boom.
you got to play it off and come up with something new. That's why you're losing at this game. You bad at this game. See how I'm talking right now? While I'm talking, you know what I'm doing? Thinking of the next motherfucking thing I'm going to say. That's why I'm sitting up here trying to monopolize the time. Go ahead.
So, can I use food?
No, we've said that before. You got to come up with new shit.
Carbonated beverages.
You got to explain this.
Oh, okay. Carbonated beverages are bad for your liver. They cause high blood pressure, which leads to hypertension. They can cause you to have diabetes and all of that thing because of the high concentrated amounts of sugar and other ingredients that are not even told to you that are actually in them because of their secret recipe.
Football. Motherfuckers is dying all the time from football. Football-related injuries. It's fucking these people's lives up. Ban it. See how quick I am, boy?
Yeah, you good, yeah.
Man, I'm hell with this game. You gotta cheat. Read some of the stuff they're writing in the comment section. Steal their shit.
I was trying not to do. I was trying.
No, steal. Fuck them people. They're not on the panel. Fuck them.
Perms. Perms are killing these women. The goddamn chemicals they frying on their head. They're getting into their brain, making them go crazy. They setting their kids on fire.
How about this? White cops. White cops is killing niggas on a regular. White cops is killing niggas and white people. Most of the time you hear about a cop shooting a citizen, it's a white motherfucker. We need to ban white motherfuckers from being officers.
Cell phones. Cell phones are causing cancer in your brain. It's giving you tumors. There have been studies shown that people have had antenna-sized tumors on the side of their brains from holding the cell phone up to their ear or Bluetooth. Over time, it kills you.
Airplanes. You see them motherfuckers keep crashing? You see how many people die in an airplane crash? Ban them shits. Nigga, you want to go to Hawaii? Get on a boat. Swim. You wasn't born that nigga, so you don't deserve to go.
Social media. Motherfuckers is dying every day out here on Facebook Live, and motherfuckers is out here posting up shit, and they get niggas to come see them because they posting the wrong shit about another nigga.
Pretty good. How about this? Horror films. Motherfuckers is watching them shits and going out and doing it. You got a nigga on the horror film just cutting up 30 motherfuckers. Jason Voorhees never used a knife. I mean a gun. He never shot nobody. That'd be a fucked up Friday 13th. And Jason just but no, but he was stabbing niggas, tying them up, breaking the neck. Nigga trying to fuck, he's stabbing both y'all through the back. You catching a nut. We don't, this needs to be banned.
Pussy is killing niggas every day. People are dying from it. People are dying trying to get it. People are dying because other people are getting it and they not. It's driving a wedge in between people. Families are breaking up. Friendships are being lost. And people are losing their lives all due to the fact of pussy or lack thereof.
Ban freezers. Up in Chicago, y'all know what happens with freezers. Motherfuckers get in them and you don't even know what hit you. It's a slow death. You need to ban them. You see how it ruined people up in your city in Chicago. It ruined people's lives. We got to ban them things. Go ahead.
Water. Niggas in Flint are dying because of the water. It's rust colored. It's chocolate colored. It's Dr. Pepper colored water that's killing these niggas. We not gonna make it. We keep drinking this goddamn Flint water. Look.
Electricity. You know how many motherfuckers went to plug some shit in and you know how many people was working on the electric line? They just up there just we need to ban them shits. You know how many people done lost their life to electricity? It ain't even electricity. It's electricity.
Niggas. You know what I mean? Niggas is out here killing people and fucking shit up. Niggas have ruined society. They are a stain on the people of the world. They are the scourge of humanity. No good thing comes from niggas. They tear shit up and all they do is multiply like fucking roaches and they don't stop.
Hurricanes. You see the kind of damage them motherfuckers did? Set a federal law. You cannot have a hurricane within 300 miles of the coast of the United States. You know how many people would have been saved because of this? But no, we don't ban them fucking hurricanes. We just let them come to cities. People in fucking New Orleans was shocked. People in Houston was like, what the fuck? I thought this shit was illegal. People down there in Miami just got ran the fuck over. And all we need to do is sign pen to paper. Ban hurricanes.
Boats is killing niggas. Niggas is driving boats and don't know how to drive them and they killing themselves like that damn baseball player for the Florida Marlins. They brought niggas over here on them boats. They had us lined up in that motherfucker like toothpicks. And they brought us over here slaves and made us work. No good thing came from a nigga being on a boat. Get rid of them.
That's right. You know what? Ban choking yourself while jacking off. It took away David Carradine. If David Carradine had not been able to choke himself while he was jacking off, do you understand that he'd still be here? The legend of Kung Fu lives, but no, it's dead now. All because you didn't ban this shit.
Oh my goodness. Ban gang banging. Gang banging it's been a problem in our community for years. Niggas is dying over colors and for being on the wrong fucking block. You're in the wrong gang and you will get your ass killed because of it. Ban all gangs.
Ban Craigslist. Motherfucker, half the niggas that's selling shit on Craigslist end up dead. You try to sell a motorcycle, blam. You try to sell some Jordans, blam. You try to sell an Xbox or PlayStation, blam. You try to sell pussy, you get raped and killed by a nigga that's in medical school. It makes no sense. If it wasn't for Craigslist, that man would have been out killing them hoes. Craigslist made him do it.
Ban TV, because TV is giving all these niggas these ideas to do the fuck shit that they doing to each other. If there wasn't no TV, people be at home reading books and they be at home making shit and they be too tired to go out here and do this crazy shit that they seeing on TV. Ban television.
Ban churches. The chicken and the worship place, motherfucker. Both of them need to go. You got people going up to these damn churches and learning these dumbass shits about going to the next world and next life. Next thing you know, they trying to start the fucking end of the world. I can be the one to start it. Think about how many people you've heard from these damn churches or these church-going people. Look at what happened with Jim Jones. He got all them niggas to drink Kool-Aid. You knew it was easy to get niggas to drink Kool-Aid. We love Kool-Aid, especially if it was red. It had to be red. It had to be red. But then you can sit up there and you ban that, and then you ban them damn churches chicken, that big ass fake chicken. There ain't no chicken that damn size at churches. That motherfucker is pumped full of damn steroids and all kind of barbiturates.
He said barbiturates.
That motherfucking chicken looked like it used to be a bodybuilder before they killed him. That don't make no sense. So ban them both.
Ban potato chips. Potato chips is killing us, niggas. We don't know what the fuck is going on with Doritos and Cheetos, where you can set them on fire and they act like a goddamn candle. It can't be good for you. It's too much shit in these snacks that's killing us. The salt and the fact that you can set a goddamn Cheeto on fire, you need to ban it.
Ban marriage. You know how many motherfuckers done kill their wife kill their husband, motherfucker kill themselves over the damn divorce. Marriages are the worst fucking thing that ever happened in society because all you see is people killing their motherfucking spouses, killing their motherfucking kids. Ban that shit and wouldn't have that damn problem.
Ban fried chicken. Niggas are going to funerals just to get a piece of some golden crispy fried chicken. Niggas enslaved themselves to a colonel just because he has a secret recipe for it. Chicken is the devil. It's killing us. We'll do anything for it. We'll kill, steal, rob, and destroy for that golden, succulent bird coming fresh out some grease.
Ban GoFundMe. I think niggas is actually killing people on purpose to get GoFundMe. GoFundMe along with them rest in peace shirts. Niggas don't need it. I think niggas is killing niggas in Chicago to get one of them shirts. They look at a nigga and be like, man, you look good on a shirt. you look good on a t-shirt, nigga. What you mean? Bam! Rest in peace, Trevante. I'm just saying.
Oh man.
Are you done? You out?
I'm spent.
All right, then. We need to ban a lot of shit out there, guys. But there's a lot of shit we could ban right now that causes way more deaths than guns. Somebody said ban funeral feasts. Yes. There's several things that you can ban. Ban stupid names. Stupid names usually end up being stupid people. Ban jackasses in government. There are more people setting and writing laws that are killing American citizens with the stroke of a fucking pen. And yet nobody's saying, look at how many people they're killing.
Right.
Look at how many people are dying because of that. Nobody's saying that. And it would be nice if we did that. And I'd like to thank everybody for playing along with the game. You are going to win fabulous prizes that will never show up at your house. But
tell him what he's won, Bob.
Not a motherfucking thing, Jim. But if you think about it, it's sad that we have people concentrating on things that, not that they don't matter. Because I'm with you on the idea that we need to have, I'm with you on a universal gun law. Because I shouldn't be able to come get guns here and the state next door to me has strict gun laws. That's fucking stupid. I just go over there and get it. It's like when I was in Georgia, when I was growing up, fireworks were banned in Georgia. Everybody had fireworks. Yeah. Why? All you do drive over to Mississippi, not Mississippi, but Alabama. Pick them up, drive your punk ass back. Hour and 30 minutes at the most.
Right.
So we never had a problem with them, even though it was banned where we were. Now, the thing is, on 4th of July, you know how many motherfuckers blew their hand off? We need to ban fireworks. Every year somebody dies because of fireworks. We need to ban rides at the park. Every year people die at fucking Six Flags or
yeah.
Every year. You see how them damn that ride that them people on and it motherfucker threw them motherfuckers off like Final Destination 6.
Yeah, yes it
I said,
did.
what kind of shit is this? It's a new. I thought it was a new commercial for Final Destination. I said, oh, this shit gonna be good.
He said, you see that preview of Final Destination? Boy, that shit gonna be off the
chain. They made that motherfucker look so real. They knew it was gonna be so good. They didn't even put like their name or nothing at the end of the credits. It just went off.
He said, Final Destination. Boy, that shit gonna be off the chain.
But I'm just saying.
Oh man, yeah, man. And my thing is that you have so much that we have such a spirit of fear in our country that once we get scared of something or scared that something can happen to us, the first thing we want to do is just throw our hands up and say, okay, government, you fix it, you handle it.
Yep.
And not even thinking about saying, like, should we be afraid of this? Why should we be afraid of this? And what can we do to circumvent this, or to combat this, as opposed to just being so quick to turn it over to the government to say, y'all fix this? Because that's what people are doing now. People are now saying, well, I'm afraid to go to a concert outdoors now because you never know if there's going to be another shooter like this. Or I don't want to go out into a public venue because you don't know if somebody's going to do this again. You can't live your life like that by saying, what if this happens again, or if somebody else is going to do this, or I'm afraid now. At the end of the day, that's just like saying I'm not going to get on another plane again because I don't know if somebody's going to hijack the motherfucker and fly it into a building.
Ban public transportation. Like if you ban pussy, maybe people wouldn't rape. If you think about all the things that could be banned, and the reason why we're going so ridiculous with the bannings, because I want you guys to understand how them trying to say, if we didn't have guns, this guy wouldn't have done this. On the contrary, this guy could have gotten a gun from anywhere and set this up. And you know how much damage he would have done knowing that the security didn't have guns either?
Yes.
He just walked on the street and did it. If this is where he did it from, he just walked out there and did it. Which is another thing I don't understand. I'm not trying to be funny. If he was planning on killing himself, he'd have done way more damage if he taken that gun on the backpack, walked right into that damn venue, and just stood there and mowed everybody down. Why do it from up there? Yes. Unless he was trying to get away, which wouldn't make any sense if he had all them damn guns. Where the fuck was he gonna go? He couldn't pack them up. Unless he had on gloves, which when they showed from the picture of him killing himself, he had on no gloves. Oh, don't let me start. So if he didn't have on no gloves, he left his fingerprints on everything. If he was planning on leaving, when he checked in, they knew who he was. All they have to do is know who checked in. His face was all over the any video that they had in there. And do you know that they said, and I shit you not, they said, oh, none of the cameras were working at the hotel.
Wow. Really?
The president's brain is missing. Robert Kennedy, we threw away all the evidence because we didn't think we needed it. And at a hotel where a casino is going and it's 24 hours a day and they try to make sure, nigga, they will catch you counting cards.
Yep. I was just going to say that. So you telling me you put the main reason why they put cameras in a damn casino in a hotel is so they can see who in there trying to cheat the goddamn casino that's cheating your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden that footage is lost or wasn't there and it doesn't work now. Okay.
I said, wait a minute, that don't even sound right. Okay. The cameras didn't work. We have no footage of this motherfucking man doing none of this shit. We're now just taking your word for everything.
Right. And see, and that's the thing that I was talking about as far as like the end game. So you hear that and they tell you that the footage is not there. There's no footage of this. So we filmed footage of this goddamn hotel since the day it's been open. But this particular day in this particular instance, for whatever reason, Planetary line, goddamn it, there was a power outage. Somebody tripped and knocked the cord out of the DVR, but none of this footage is now available. Don't just focus on that. Look past that. What's the end game? What is the main idea of all of this? We don't want to get to all of the facts. And when you have that situation, You take it and you just put it into the same plate as anybody else would, and just say, this is what it is. It's a plate of this. It's a plate of shit. It's a plate of whatever you want to call it, but this is it. I don't have to dissect it and pick at it to see what is every little piece of evidence. Where is the evidence, and question that. You know what it is. It's some fuck shit in the game. So move past that. Now the question is why?
Look.
And that's where you get to your agenda.
I've been telling people for years. That's why I have this big old tattoo on my arm. The Merovingian, several different reasons, but that's one of the reasons.
Controlling everything.
Yeah. The Merovingian in the somebody said Ocean's 11. Yeah, I ain't seen shit go this perfect for a nigga since Ocean's 11. The only thing different was this one, that the Bellagio. But anyway,
that's my favorite character in the Matrix too.
Yeah, the Merovingian. That mother in the Matrix too. Yep. That motherfucker broke it down easily.
Yeah.
I still love when he sent that woman that cake and got some head from her. But I've been trying to recreate that cake again.
Too, like, go ahead.
I went to the bathroom. I drink too much, so I have to piss. Someone came back and said, "You got the lipstick on you." He said, "There's no lipstick." She wasn't kissing your face. He looked down. He said, "This is nothing. This is nothing." But the Merovingian said, "You were told to come here, so you did. You're powerless because you don't have the thing that is most powerful, which is why. When you don't know why, you don't have power." And he said, "That's the difference between you and me. You don't know, and I do. I know the why. That is the most important question you can ask." And if you ever notice, because it's like with JFK, who killed JFK? That shit is for the people. The people to go run around, try to figure the shit out. They give that to you like you give your little kid your cell phone. You know they ain't gonna be calling no motherfucker like that. They ain't down. But they gonna sit there and play with it, and it's gonna keep them entertained for hours. They do that with us, with this whole idea of who did it. Like everything that I'm saying about, well, who did it? Who did it? That doesn't matter. If you know why, everything else falls in place. If you know why these incidents happen, everything else falls in place. So that's why I preach more about why something like this will be done instead of who did it. Who shot them does not matter. Why they were shot, why this event was done is the most important thing. Because if you know why, then you know who.
Exactly. That's it right there. If y'all don't get shit else from this show, that's it right there. And that's not just with this instance. That's with anything. Don't get caught up in the bullshit, minute details of shit. It was even, you can take that shit and put it on Hey Live, put it on Kanika Jenkins. Put it in that. Like trying to figure out
who did it don't matter.
Who put it in the freezer? Did she go in the freezer? Who could have did that? Was it a conspiracy? Did the hotel have something to do with it? Fuck all that.
You find out
the
why.
Point is, exactly why.
Somebody said how. It doesn't even matter how the person was killed. You know that person was fucking frozen. She could have been choked before then. We don't know, and it doesn't matter. If you know why she was killed, what if somebody came out and said, well, she was killed because she was raped? Now you'll know. Okay, who raped her? Where did she get raped? All of that falls in order when you know why. Because when you know why, you know where to go look.
Yep. That's it. And the fact that everything was being challenged, but the motherfuckers who was with her, there's your why right there. That lets you know what it's all boiled down to. It's a motherfucker that know a motherfucker that know a motherfucker that's involved as to how this shit came to be.
Tupac and
because
Biggie
ain't
murder.
No motherfucker just gonna do this shit out the blue.
Tupac and Biggie murder. What do we argue every fucking year? Who killed them? Who killed them? The question needs to be asked, why? If you believe they were killed, if you find out why they were killed, if he was killed as a gang get back, then you know what gang to go after. If he was killed because he raped somebody's sister, well, then you know who to go after, the person, the brother. If he was killed, if you know why, you know where to go. That's why they never ask why when they do all these Tupac who murdered. It's always who, because they want to keep you looking. They want to keep you looking.
Yep, that's it, man. That's it. That and at the end of the day, those are the things that we as a people, as a country, those are the things that you begin to ask yourself and begin to seek that answer, as opposed to saying, was it 2 gunmen or was it 12? It don't matter.
Nope.
It don't matter. Was it this person here did it? Was it this part of the government? Was it that? It don't matter. What's the end game to this shit?
Yep. Why was
The
it
end
done?
game to this shit is that's where you say, okay, so now I know what the end game is. So now I know why they did this shit. So that other shit doesn't matter. It don't matter if he was on the 32nd floor or if he was on the 3rd floor. Don't matter. The fact of the matter is this is the type of carnage that was caused from this event. And why would somebody do this? Here's why. They want to try to get this gun control shit going again.
And then going back to the they, meaning the government should be banned. And democracy. Look at how many people have died at the end of a gun for us, or quote unquote our country, acting on our behalf, trying to spread so-called democracy. Look at how many people have lost their lives in the United States, i.e. the government literally doing stuff to its own people.
Yep.
The government has killed more people than the people have killed. And nobody's trying to ban them. Yeah, the government's going to listen when you talk about banning guns, but it won't listen to you putting better food in your kids' schools. It won't listen when you talk about having better education in your communities. It won't listen. Right now, if the police wanted to go do something in Chicago to quell the murders and the gangs, they could. The one thing I learned when I was in the game was that the police know everybody who sells, pretty much.
Yes.
Everybody who sells, the police know you. They know where they know that you do it. They just let you do it for a while.
Yes. And you look at the why. And you take that in Chicago. And this is what people don't understand. You have your Black Lives Matter. You got these people marching, walking up and down the streets. You get all of this protest shit going on. Look at the why. Who benefits or what benefits from crime? When you have high crime areas, there is only one person that benefits.
Because it ain't the people who live in it.
It's not the people that live there. It's the people that own the shit. Because what they do is that they take the pride. They say, hey, all these people are dying in this area. Because everybody talk about Chirac and everything that's going on in Chicago. Oh, so many people dying every day. Man, that shit is happening in like 3 areas of the city. Big dumbass city. It's only happening in like 3 areas. It's happening over on the west side, it's happening over in Inglewood, and it's happening over in the far south side, aka the Wild Hunteds. That's where it's happening. Coincidentally, those 3 areas are all, as we speak right now today, are all being what we call regentrified. They are all taking those areas because the property values have come down to bare minimums. They're taking that property, they're selling that property, and then once they sold it all and everybody's bought it all up, they're going to say, okay, we're going to start rebuilding it, and we're going to make the shit to where it's so expensive you can't afford to stay there anymore, i.e. the poor black people that are there or the poor Mexican people that are there, and they're going to send your ass to some other place to go test some shit up at because it's happened already in other parts of the city. There's a place called Cabrini Green. People remember that shit? Cabrini Green was actually known as the worst ghetto in the nation. Back in all of the good times, that shit was based off of Cabrini Green. The handful of times I was in Cabrini Green, I was there with a pistol, and my daddy was the police, and he made sure that I had a gun. And I was a kid. Hey, look, my gun is right here. I'm going in this building. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. I'm going to get my check. If a motherfucker come up to this window, you know what to do. I got you, daddy. Cabrini Green, you go there right now. Right now at this time, is people out jogging, people out walking their dogs, and they don't look like me and you. How did that happen? The place got so shitty, it got so bad to where didn't nobody want to live there. Property value got basically whittled down to nothing. They sold it, rebuilt it, and now it costs you an arm and a leg to go live over there.
Yep, because I love what they said in the movie. It's a shitty movie, but I pay attention to good lines. And Kevin Spacey, who was playing Lex Luthor, He was talking about using them damn crystals to make more land. It's the stupidest ass concept for a movie. But the line he said in there was pretty good when he said, because the world isn't making any new land.
Yep.
So if you have the ability to make new land or clear land off, which is what the gentrification is, then you not only get to basically restart the board, but you then get to reprice that shit. Remember, because most cities it was you worked in the city, you lived in the suburbs. They did the same thing in Atlanta. White people came right back to the city after they got rid of them niggas and built shit. But what did they send them niggas to? But that was the problem with what happened to Cabrini Green. When you kicked them out, where did they go? Well, they go to other places in which you want to ruin the property value and then rebuild it. And it's bullshit what's going on because, like you said, in those 3 areas that are real bad, all they're going to do is now ship them brothers somewhere else. It's like they're doing it. It's, you know what it would be like? It would be like me saying, I want this neighborhood. So I walk through and I don't want to give y'all no fucking ideas. But if I walk through and in every one of these houses, I drop termites. They would never see it. Yeah. They would never know it was done. I'd bring termites and during the day would just drop them at the end of the road. Drop them at the end of your driveway. Spray them onto you. You don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I could send real officials if I was to work for the government, but I'm just saying just me as a realtor. I could do that. And you see what Tiger Woods' wife had to do. She had such a bad termite infestation. She had to tear the whole house down.
Tear the whole house down. Yes.
I could literally go to these neighborhoods if I wanted that shit, do that, force the people to leave because they'd be like, well, I'm not going to sit up here and keep trying to build on here because I don't know where them shits came from. It's costing too much. Sell them out for way cheaper than what it's worth. I know what the problem is. I know how they got there. Clear it, rebuild it. We're back in business.
Yep.
Except this time
and then here's the game. While that process is happening, you just by coincidence happen to own a pest control company. Mm-hmm. And guess what? We specialize in termite removal. How about that? So even you assholes that want to try to stick it out, you're going to be paying me so much money to try to help combat these termites that I'm going to be happy either way it go.
And then I'm going to spray some shit on the termites to make the termites extra big. I thought it was killing them. You came home, the termite at the doorway like this.
Sitting there with a 2x4. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I ain't gonna know that. It's good here. It's dry wood. It's so dry, tasty.
So that's what you're dealing with. And with the gun situation. With the gun situation, you think about this. If you take the guns out of the people's hands right now, if we willingly gave up our gun, no criminal is going to willingly give up their gun. So here's what you're going to have. Either you're going to have a real intrusive police department that checks every person to see if they have a gun, check every house, check every car, check every outhouse, every shed, every bag. Either you're going to do this or you're going to leave the law-abiding citizens to deal with people who are outgunning them. And if I'm a criminal and I know none of the law-abiding citizens have guns, you know who fucking house I'm going to go rob? Theirs.
You're going to put me at the mercy of the criminals. And what do I do as a law-abiding citizen that is at the mercy of the streets? I go and beg and plead to my local politicians and to my police department to just help me some kind of way. When they break in my house, just get there at some point. Just do something. And all the while, nobody is worried about what the politician's doing because you so worried about some niggas coming up in your house. You so worried about somebody robbing you, somebody breaking in and stealing something from you. That's what you worried about because you don't have no guns. And at the end of the day, it's a fact. It's fact that it's a known fact States that have liberal gun laws, they don't have the same amount of just gun violence against each other unless they are in the hood, unless they're in the ghettos. Mm-hmm. People don't run up. If I know you got a gun and you think I might have a gun, I'm not too quick to run up on you and you not too quick to run up on me. We're going to be a lot more polite to each other. Yep. Because at the end of the day, I want to go home and you want to go home. Now, if I ain't got shit to go home to, then I don't give no fuck. I'm a thug out. But when I have something that's worth keeping, if I have something that's of value to me, I'm going to work at keeping it, even if it means being polite to somebody that I may not necessarily like.
You imagine down there in Vegas at that party, that concert. If that white man was on stage with a gun instead of a guitar, he probably wouldn't have ran. He probably would have posted up behind something and shot back.
Yeah.
What about the people in the crowd? If even 30% of them had guns on them right then, long rifles, they might have turned on them white folks, because white people crazy like that. Yeah. Been waiting to use this here thing all day.
Let me slang this thing off my shoulder.
By the time some shit pop off, this concert was getting boring.
And just when this concert was getting boring, this came on and happened, and I took action.
You know what I'm saying? The news would have been a lot different. So what happened here? Well, some crazy ass son of a bitch up there on fucking 32nd or 44th floor. I don't fucking know. I shot all them windows out. You see that tic-tac-toe? I did that. The motherfucker stopped shooting. I know that. Me and Jim Bob Cooter, we shot up there. We shot back. We're not going out like that. We shot back.
Jim Bob like, sure did. You that snuffing it, sure did.
He put them skull bandits in there.
I went to work. Been had this thing here. My paw gave this to me. So I've been always have it with me. And he taught me to keep it, so I knew how to shoot it. So I returned fire until they stopped shooting.
And just to let you know, Jim Bob, what happened was you guys actually hit 15 people who were just staying at.
Well, sometimes you ain't coming to do so. But hey, we had to stop them some kind of way.
You know what I'm saying? They probably was up there sinning anyway. They stay in that hotel. What you think they was in there doing?
What the hell in Tarnation? Why in the hell in Tarnation were they even up there? They should have been down here at the concert. That's what the hell the problem was.
Fuck, they heard them up there shooting. They heard him up there shooting.
Country music. Yeah.
If it was somebody in the hotel had a gun, I think them shits is coming from upstairs. He'd have gave the business. Whoa! He'd have been downstairs just. That nigga have been upstairs like this.
He in his room watching the poker tournament on TV. What the hell going on up there, some bitch? God damn.
That's what would have happened. But because he knows so many people are unarmed, because remember, when what they said, he was just sitting in the room waiting on the police. Motherfucker, you gotta be worried about the wait staff. You gotta be worried about the motherfucking maids. You gotta be worried the motherfucking valet nigga strap. You gotta be worried about everybody. You ain't gonna go up in there like that. Instead of, all they got to do is say, we're going to make a lot of the people who, we're going to say, everybody that comes to the hotel, bring your shit. Everybody that work at the hotel is going to have their shit.
Yep.
Let's go. Yep. Let that be the policy.
That's it. That's it, man. It brings about a whole nother level of just common courtesy and respect. When people have that, when you just have the idea, and like I said, you don't even have to be one of those guys that got their firearm sitting outside the waistband and they just got to carry. You see it all day, no matter where they at, they turn around and it's showing. You don't even have to be that guy, but just having the idea or the culture of saying, hey, I'm probably not the only guy in this room carrying a firearm. It brings about a different type of courtesy and politeness. It does.
You at least got to think. If you get in the movie theater, that motherfucker who shot at the movie theaters, if everybody had turned around and shot back at this nigga, he'd have got a couple rounds off. He might have got a couple people, and that'd have been it.
That's active. There has never been an active shooter situation where an active shooter has went somewhere where he knows that other people have firearms. Ain't no active shooter ever happened at a gun show.
And that's the place where it should happen. let me tell you something. Here's one an active shooter situation happened in Atlanta, and it happened at Stoddard's, a place where I bought my 6 hour. I bought it from a place called Stoddard's in Atlanta. Somebody came in and just said, "Fuck it, I'm going to shoot people at the gun store," and they shot him pretty quick because everybody that was there at the gun store has a gun on their hip. He started, they finished it. Now, he just wanted to be different, I guess. I don't know. It didn't work out for him like he thought it would. Hey, you're going to always be able to, because you got a gun, you're going to always be able to get a couple people. It's just the way it works.
Yeah.
There will be no mass carnage when other people around you have a gun. There will not be mass carnage. It just won't.
Nope. It won't happen. It will not happen. And just like how, even like when they talk about like at Sandy Hook with those schools, it's like there's so many schools now that have changed their idea to say, well, you know what? Maybe we should have at least one motherfucker in this school with a gun. Because had you had that at Columbine, had you had that at Sandy Hook, not saying that it wouldn't have happened, but the number probably wouldn't have been 28. It probably could have been 2.
Mm-hmm.
The number wouldn't have been 12. It probably only could have been 1. Because it's like, and a lot of people get this misconception of that, you know, us pro-gun guys, we think guns are going to solve all the problems. Not the case. Mm-mm. But a gun gives you a chance. The person who has the right mentality and the right type of training, you have a chance to turn the tide. Because there are people who carry guns like the dude who was at the mall. That guy had a gun. Dude went out, active shooter at the mall. He didn't do anything. He went in the stairway or something like that and like hid or whatever. And after it was over, he couldn't even live with himself and he killed himself. Killed himself because he couldn't live with himself because of what he didn't do. So it's like, it's not necessarily about the gun per se. It's about the gun and the training, and it's about having that tool. It's a tool. That's all it is. Just like how you got a tool in your pocket, a pocket knife, a Swiss Army knife, or something like that. Hell, a Swiss Army knife, it ain't something that everybody should have to carry. But God damn it, you could be in a pinch one day to where that Swiss Army knife could help you fix a problem.
Yeah, a
claw hammer with a firearm.
A claw hammer is a good thing to have until you put it in somebody's skull. This nigga's up there like,
goddamn claw hammer.
Now you don't know what it is. You,
What is that?
And then the nigga come grab it. Hey, but you know what I'm saying?
A machete is a great tool until you get your ass whipped with it.
Right. I just knew she was gonna cut this bitch in half. You can't keep hitting this motherfucker like this without cutting them up. This bitch is really accurate.
Yes.
And
I was waiting. I was just waiting on a piece of that thigh meat to just get right off. I was just waiting on it.
I said, who wants somebody with this? But to me, what we're doing is making things more convenient for us to be taken over and put under a totalitarian government. That's all we're doing, because we don't discuss the right things. Every incident that happens, we don't need to be talking about what was used, how it was used, when it happened. It's on the 23rd, the 32nd floor. That's some Mason stuff. It's only one away.
That's a Masonic floor. The 32nd floor. It's a
Mason.
The 32nd level of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Right. This is masonry. This is some Anthony Mason shit going on here. This is some Mason Betha.
This is Anthony Masonry going on here.
This is some Perry Masonry. I'm gonna drink this Kool-Aid from my Mason jar.
Those people that were there were from the Mason-Dixon line.
I'm gonna put some mace in your face.
It was Mace the rapper who was related to the shooter.
So if you sit here and you think about it, we're talking about shit that don't matter. Why? Why did the fuck this happen? Why?
Yep.
Ask why. That's why the Bud Light commercial used to say, why ask why? Because they didn't want you to ask why. They just want you to drink Bud Light.
That's it.
And if you think about it, and Chastity asked me a question. Let me see what it says. When shooting your AR, how much room does your finger have on the trigger? Well, he was shooting what they say was an AK. I've only shot an AK. I don't own one. But I need to go get one, though. But how much room? That's pretty free in the, on my AR. It's pretty free in there. Like, it's not like it's a tight fit. I don't think you want that to happen with the gun.
Right.
But I want you guys to know I can shoot off a lot of rounds with my AR.
Yes.
Without having to have that stupid thing on it. And I can be more accurate. But if I just didn't want to be accurate, which you guys will see me do when I put it up sometimes, I just but I'm shooting it really fucking fast. And I'm not that damn fast. There's a white man, old ass white man. I can't remember his name. He's a YouTuber though, big YouTuber.
Hickok.
Yeah, Hickok. That motherfucker he don't need no butt stock, none of that shit. His fingers do the talking. That motherfucker, the yellow pages of guns.
Yeah.
That's for old people, you know, the commercial.
Yeah, the fingers get the
fingers do the work. But anyway,
do the walk.
Right.
You don't need. I mean, see, that's the thing for people who don't know about ARs. An AR, first and foremost, that's one of the benefits of it is that platform, I should say. Mm-hmm. It is very accurate. It's an accurate fire. It's one of the good things about it. It's accurate. It's lightweight, and you don't have to have too much knowledge or expertise to use it. You literally are just pulling that trigger and those rounds are fired. It's not a complicated science to say, oh, you got to have this, you got to watch your windage, you got to do that's sniper shit. Mm-hmm. Taking your average AR-15, you can take that firearm and you can point it in the right direction, and pretty much what you pretty much have it locked in on using your sights, iron sights or some type of optic, you are pretty much gonna hit it. For the most, that is what it's designed for. That's why it's built that way. That's why people buy them, because you don't have to have a tremendous amount of skill to be accurate with it.
Mm-hmm. And if you are looking on the screen, that's my man DK, David Kelly, and he's showing you guys the amount of room that's there, and that's a nice lower there you got. And another convenient thing about the AR is because it can be broken down so easily. Anything that breaks on it, you can just take that piece and and buy it somewhere else. They're easy to put together and they're easy to break down. They're easy to clean. They're just really convenient and accurate for the price.
Yes.
That being said, I still have to look at the incident and ask myself why they're not explaining that he was crazy, that he hated the government, nothing. As a matter of fact, most things that people are putting out there is why they're saying, that wasn't it. When they said about the Al-Qaeda or what the fuck, ISIS or whatever the fuck they said. No, that's not true. Then they come to find out that his girlfriend had this tie, that tie. I'm going to throw something out there to you guys. What's the shooting distance on an AR? David Kelly, you could tell him in the comment section, but I think 1,600 feet.
Yeah, you can get up to you can get I've seen up to like maybe 750 yards, but you can easily do 300 yards easy. Mm-hmm. 300 yards is easy. I've seen people go up to like 750 and 900 with an AR with a decent optic on it.
Accurate?
You can get up to that.
Because I think I always thought that once you get past about 1,600 feet, that motherfucker's all over the place.
Well, I don't know what that is.
Well, I don't know feet and yards. Yeah,
yards. Yeah, I don't know how the feet is in yards, but I'm saying to where that
might be the same number. I don't know.
Yeah, then you got to start averaging because that rifle bullet, it basically shoots in like a little arc. It's like a little rainbow, so it goes like that. So once you do that and you get so far out, then it's just a matter of just lifting it up more or moving it over to the left. Then you got windage and all that kind of shit that goes into that. But on average, you can get anywhere to 100 to 300 yards easy. That's not a problem at all to get that with an AR if you know pretty much the basics of it. I'm not saying that a novice can just pick it up and bam, but somebody who is pretty much intermediate level familiar with it.
TK said 800 meters, man. Stop saying shit. He fucked me up with yards. I know yards from football, but he fucked me up because I was like, well, I know feet too.
I deal yards when we talking about that. Yeah. Right. So like you said, 100 yards, that's it. You can definitely do that. 400 to 750 yards. Yep, I see. Yeah.
Okay, so somebody said it.
Yards is what I've seen. Like that's where you can do that. Now it takes a lot of skill and a lot of expertise to get up to like the 900 yards. I've seen video footage of people hitting like a balloon out on it was a dude hitting a balloon out on a riverbank somewhere, 900 yards out. He was barely able to get it. He had to put several rounds to get it.
We were on the same page. They broke down feet to yards, and we were actually saying the same thing. So that's pretty cool. Okay. But yeah, like the bullet will start to tumble. People don't understand what happens after a certain distance. The wind, the drag, and everything has gotten to it. The kinetic energy that it was producing has slowed down. Yep. Now the bullets are starting to tumble. So it still hurt. Yeah. But it won't hit you. It won't hit you at the front. It just start tumbling. It might hit you in the head and knock the shit out you or something. But it's doing a different thing now. Somebody said 1 yard equal 3 feet. Okay, so yeah, that's why our numbers were that way. Pretty cool. Okay. And I should have learned that in school, but fuck school. But the point behind that is, here's what I want to say. For that white man to have that many guns in that many places, and I want you to hear me out for a second. Conspiracy theory. What if the man was really in there? What if the man was really killed? But like Oswald, he was a patsy. What if he was in there with those guns and allowed to go in there with those guns because he was a gun dealer? Maybe he was a gun dealer that works for the government. Since he's got this woman who's Filipino and does all this traveling and he got all that money, because you remember they said this motherfucker had a shit ton of money. That's what they said. So he wasn't broke and decided to shoot people. Well, where'd he get all that money from?
127 racks over to your girl over in the Philippines. You right.
He said bread. When he go, they claim that he said every time he go to Vegas, he gambles $1 million. Who the fuck just have $1 million to gamble? He says when he goes to Vegas, he gambles $1 million.
Yeah.
What if somebody said 200 furlongs? Boy, if you don't shut the fuck up.
That motherfucker said furlongs.
This motherfucker gonna hit us with some nautical miles in a minute. Just
89 clicks. Get your ass out of here.
Fly where the crow flies, boy.
783 paces.
like that old woman who was trying to tell Brian where to leave his key to the house. She said, just leave it on the chifforobe. He said, the what? She said the Vanderbilt something. She said, what? She kept naming shit. That from the old school. He said
the chifforobe.
She said, just leave it on the Chesterfield. He said, what?
Oh my God. He said the chifforobe.
I remember the first time I heard that word, I was watching, what was it? Something, because the black man, they killed the black man.
Chifforobe for you.
Yeah, you busted up that chifforobe. That's why you tell the white girl, before I fuck him, let me come to your house and bust up your chifforobe. She'd be like, what? Y'all, if y'all dating, somebody said 200 cubits. But if y'all dating a white girl, y'all gotta tell her at least once. Let me come over your house and bust up your chifforobe. Bust it up for you.
Oh man! But I tell you, chifforobe.
Yes,
indeed.
Somebody said parsecs. That's a measurement of distance in
that's in space.
Space, yeah.
12 parsecs in the eastern quadrant of Galaxia.
Like I think, and I just want to just to finish the thing. I think this really has to do with he was set up. I think he was there for a reason. I think he was allowed to be there. And I think that man was killed. And he had no idea what happened. I think he was working for the government. I think because for him to get all them guns and it not raise a red flag for anybody. How you gonna tell me he got all them guns and he got all them bullets in that motherfucking place to where they were falling back, feet back like that?
Right. Yeah. And at the end of the day, could it be that this was all to get to that point of being able to bring gun control to the table? Could it be that this was a well thought out plan put into place to where the discussion can be had, to where people are so afraid and people are so paranoid that they want to now have a conversation? They want to now force legislature through to try to do something different. Could it be? I mean, just like look at what happened from 9/11. The country came together and created a whole new area of government, i.e. Homeland Security, TSA. All of this shit came about just because of that one incident that happened. So when you're talking about the long game, hey, look at the Homeland Security legislation that came into place where motherfuckers can listen to your cell phone, motherfuckers can listen to your TV, whatever the case may be. If you got it and we can listen to it, we can do it as long as we say, hey, it's under the Homeland Security Act.
Let's talk about what your half-breed president put into place, the thing called the NDAA. Do you know that the NDAA allows the government to do these crisis events, meaning put together things in public where they were faking, like what they were doing before 9/11, where they were talking about faking attacks on buildings on the day in which they actually attacked buildings, faking planes riding in these buildings on the day that this happened. They were doing a military exercise of the exact same thing that was going on, which is why many of the people who work for the military didn't do anything because they thought it was a fucking game. Well, the NDAA allows them to go a step farther. They allow them to actually do these crisis things to the public to see how the public will respond, and in their wording, to help better work when the real event happens. Well, if they're doing this and they never tell us when they're doing it, how the fuck would we know they're doing it?
No. Right. How are we gonna know? How are we gonna know?
And we allowed him to sign that we allowed him to sign that into play. To where we don't know if they're pretending killing people or really killing people.
Yep. And just to piggyback off of that, people don't even realize it, but that dude signed the most executive orders than any other president ever. What the fuck do you really think he signed and put into play that probably won't come to fruition until, our grandchildren are born? But whatever he did, he has the record. The cool brother president, the most executive orders than any other president before him. If that don't raise an eyebrow, if that don't make you say, well, what the fuck did this dude put into play?
That's right. You don't have to be The Rock to raise an eyebrow on that.
God damn. God damn, boy. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah.
But I think where we are, we'll wrap this thing up. But I want to get your final thoughts on this idea of gun control that's being pushed. When I saw that town hall meeting on CNN with Nancy Pelosi, I don't know if you saw it. That shit was disturbing. They were sitting up there talking about it's time we have some gun laws that make sense. Whenever they use words like that, They've already told you up front. See, people don't understand the psychology of what is said. Mm-hmm. When you use wording like that, it's saying if you don't agree with me off top, then what you're saying doesn't make sense.
Right.
Because when you use wording like that, like, man, you're stupid if, well, then everybody who feels the opposite way is going to say, well, if I say something, then they're going to say that I'm stupid. So I just won't say anything. And that's what you have to deal with. So they're saying gun laws that make sense. And in their process of saying gun laws that make sense, what they're going to do is put their own gun laws in there, and you're just going to have to deal with it. What is your thoughts?
I agree. I guess I would say, when I think about, just what the end game is possibly leading to and what they're possibly trying to do when it comes to just this gun control thing, think of two words. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I think of two words: Molan Labe. And what that means is come take. In the Greek, it is come and take. And what a lot of people know that to be is these guns that we have, these guns that we carry, you will not take them from us. And if you try to, you will have to pry them from my dead cold hands at the end of the day. I am a gun guy. I will be a gun guy. And matter of fact, Molan Habe. Come and take. If you really think that you that bad, then that's what you're going to have to do. Come and take.
I like your rail system you got going down there. Look like you might have a suppressor on the front. I see what you're working with.
That's what it is. Oh yeah. It's real. I ain't just talking the talk. I'm walking the walk. This is our right. This is what our country is about. This is what we stand for.
You ain't got to be a Jew to know. You ain't got to be a Jew to know it's real.
That's this dude, man, I tell you.
It's been a long night, man. You gotta forgive me. It's been a long night.
Yep. So that's what it is. And that at the end of the day, to those people that are gun guys, hey, we stand together. I'm with you guys. For those of you that are not, then just get out our way and don't say nothing about it. Plain and simple. Just get out of our way. Let us do us, just like we let you do you. And move on with your life.
I tell you what, though, man, I like to see. Like, I don't have a problem with gun owners. I don't know why people have a problem with it.
I don't get it either. I don't get it. I don't understand what it is. It's just like somebody who's crazy about shoes or crazy about clothes and like shopping and all that. It's like it shouldn't matter to you what I have. If I got 2 or if I got 25, it's in my house. It's what I do. It's what I have. Why do you care?
Let me tell you something. People come to my house all the time. The people who work in my house, they'll come in here and fix some shit, whatever. You ask them how I come to the motherfucking door with my shit on my side, and I'll let you come in the house and do what you want to, nigga. You got to worry about me trying to look over your shoulder. I know you're gonna steal shit because I'm gonna put one in you. And for all you fruity motherfuckers out there, I'm talking about a bullet. I just want you to know. So don't come to my house. I come to fix your refrigerator. I heard you gonna put one in me. Wait, what?
Hey, Tommy. Hey there, Tommy. I'm here to do something. Whatever you gonna do, just put one in me, Tommy.
Like, I had to make sure I word that right. There's gonna be some niggas on YouTube now talking about some you want to fix the house and let them come through. No. But
niggas let me shut your door still talking about I'm here to check your pipe.
I heard your pipe busted up in me. Say what? I mean, was busted. But if you want to boil it down for me, because everybody in Arizona know that everybody got a gun and we don't give a shit.
Yep.
Literally don't care because we know if everybody has one, we know not to go and act a fucking fool. That's why people in Arizona have to do some sick shit like drive around at night and shoot out his car while you're driving by. He can shoot one person, he drive off. He can't go nowhere and shoot a bunch of people. He gonna shoot him back. He got to go to the movie theater or something like that. Because niggas is dumb enough to walk up in there without it. But still, and today it's still motherfuckers be like, fuck that sign. I'm going in here to watch a movie. You don't have no business patting me down anyway, and I ain't gonna shoot nobody, so I'm good.
Right.
Now, if you imagine if law-abiding citizens will see that sign at the movie theater and be like, I'm walking up in here with my shit anyway. I'm not shooting anybody, and they're not gonna pat me down. What do you think an outlaw would do in a place in which they know the other people don't have guns? We've already seen it in Colorado.
Exactly. Yep.
So I don't play that game, and you can't get me like that. And I don't want anybody to think that even thought process makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And I'm not going to go out like that. I know sometimes you get caught. I carry my gun with me so often that on the times in which I forget it, I feel like shit could go wrong. Have you gotten to that point? Like I go empty the trash, and when I forget it, I'm like, man, this will be the time a nigga roll up.
That's it. When I get out the bed, I got one in the bed, but when I get out the bed and I put on my pants, right there.
Nice.
Right there. It's on my hip. And it stays in the holster until I'm getting ready to go to bed and I take my pants off. I take that out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can go to bed. When I'm in the house, if I'm cleaning, if I'm listening to music, if I'm working on the computer, I keep it on my hip. Because at the end of the day, and I learned that lesson because I used to keep it in the safe and put it up. Because you don't want to just leave it laying around. But then I saw people getting home invasions.
Yep.
What happens with a home invasion? I don't want to have to factor in that time of me trying to get to my gun. So I keep it on me.
And then opening the safe. Even though I have a biometric safe, that's still some time. I got to go to the safe, yeah. And I got to go past the door you just came in to get to my safe.
Absolutely. If the unfortunate event ever happened, I learned this just from tactical training. If the unfortunate event ever happens to where you're in a gunfight, the one thing that matters is training and seconds.
Yep.
That's it. That's going to determine if you live or die. And I don't want seconds of me trying to get to my gun. I don't want those seconds of me trying to get to my safe, trying to turn the combination 22, 31, 85. I'm not doing that. I want it right here. So if I do get to that situation, and I hope it never happens, but if it does, I'm trained and I'm ready. And I don't have to go and get to that. The only thing I'm going to use my handgun for is to get to my rifle at the end of the day. That's what I want to do. That's my mentality. That's how I think. Not saying everybody has to think that way, but that's how I think. Mm-hmm. So it's like you keep it on you, even though you may never have to use it. But if you do, you're ready. Yep. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
My daughters have shot. The little one now don't like shooting. The big one, that's her shit. I train that big one. I train the little one too. How to break it down, how to know when it's loaded, how to check it, how to clear it.
Yep.
But when I'm in my bed or I'm in my house, and like you just showed, I don't put it on me when I'm sitting down. For some reason, I feel like I'm gonna shoot myself in the hip. So every time I sit down, I set it out because I'm like, if I'm sitting down anyway, the only place I want to reach for is right here and give you the business. And that's usually when it get late enough, I go ahead and chamber around. Because if I'm in the house by myself, it's already chambered, player. Yep. I ain't gonna be because you know if you get shocked or startled, you press that button and you get clicked.
Yep.
Yeah, you done made the motherfucker aiming at you more upset now because you don't click.
That's right.
So yep. I don't need that.
Even my guns that have the slide safety, I keep it up. When I put it on me, when I take it off and I put it down, I'll put the safety on. That's but when I got that thing on my hip, safety's off.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I have it's just off because I don't want, because people don't realize that when you get into a situation like you said, if you get startled, if you're in a situation to where you get somebody's getting hurt next to you or somebody gets shot, you never know what can happen. But what happens though is once it happens, once you're in that moment, you get tunnel vision and you become all thumbs. It's natural. It happens that way. That's why when people rack their slides by pinching it back like that, you don't do that. You always rack your slide hand over top because that's a gross motor skill. This is a fine motor skill.
you lose fine motor skills when you're in situations of panic. You lose that fine motor skill and you lose your peripheral vision. So you get tunnel vision and you get gross motor skills. That's all you got in your training. So you don't want to be in a situation where you have to use those, where you can't do those things that you need to do, like rack a slide, because you could fire off a round and a round could be bad. You could have a misfire. You could have a stovepipe. And you trying to do this shit will get you killed.
Yep.
When you train to just rack that slide, you tap that mag, rack that slide. When you train to do that, that's what you will do when you're in that situation of panic. So it's like a lot of things come into that training, that mindset, and then after you learn that stuff, it's the repetition part that keeps you ready and that puts you in that mindset to where you can actually function in a high stressful situation like that.
When I went up there to Vegas, I had my SIG on me and I had my my Glock 10 millimeter, and I had 3 clips for each, 3 magazines for each one.
Yep.
And when I was on the strip, I mean, that dude was like, I said, yeah, that's what's in the backpack. Anytime you see me with the backpack, and they was like, well, you didn't use it on that nigga in New York. What would I look like shooting them niggas in New York through some other niggas because of a punch? I'm not an irresponsible gun owner. I don't use a gun because I done got punked out. I don't use a gun because it looked like the nigga I'm starting with is something. I like that those cops. They weren't responsible gun owners because they shot a man running away from them, and this nigga like 100 years old. There was no reason to shoot this man, but you did. So there would have been no reason for me to reach up in the bag and start shooting through people to get to someone. Now, if the crowd had came at me, it'd have been a different damn dynamic. That was another reason why I said, let me call the police. Because if I walk my black ass down them stairs and somebody out there trying to get me on the street, I'm not going to fight him. There is no fighting. I'm not about to square up with you when I didn't do nothing to you and I don't know you. Squaring up with you is kind of stupid. Hell, Bruce Lee didn't fight motherfuckers, and they used to test him all the time.
Yep.
You see Bruce Lee on set just, oh, fuck it, let me fight you since you tested me. They said Bruce Lee got tested all the time. He only fought one man, whooped his ass, and nobody else fucked with him like that no more. But they said before that, man, people would always question him. People would always challenge him, and he'd be like, I'm not trying to do that. Because he knows his fucking hands and shit are deadly. Now, me doing that would have been stupid. It would have been dumb. I would have took somebody else off this earth and probably would have put myself in a position where I'm going to jail.
Yep, and getting sued.
Yeah, so no, I'm not doing that. But at the same time, if those people had known, Tommy up in this bitch, but he's strapped too. You think anyone would have walked up to me and punched me like that?
Nope. And that's exactly why the motherfuckers, that's exactly why the motherfuckers are so quick to do that, because they know in New York, unless you a motherfucking nigga on the streets, straight up thugged out gang banging nigga from there, the chances of you having a gun are very unlikely. So therefore I pull it. That's why they showed the other dude in there with the fucking box for the shank deal. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you was in that same situation and your ass was in Arizona, or you was in Texas, or you was in Florida,
they ain't trying that shit.
Especially in them stand your ground states, motherfuckers are polite, man.
You punch a motherfucker in their face in Arizona, you know what can happen.
Oh, I was trying to leave. Then he shot me. Stand your ground, boy. Fuck with me if you want to. Like that old man that shot them boys down in Florida when they came in there trying to rob that little store, and that motherfucker went to work and went after their ass. Yeah. That lady that drove home and shot that motherfucker that she saw in her house on her camera, motherfucker was mad. She ain't had to do that. What the fuck he doing in her house?
Yeah, my house is supposed to be my sanctuary. This is where I'm supposed to be. Like, shit goes on in the world, it ain't supposed to go on in my house.
Exactly.
And when you take away guns, you know what you've done? You brought the world in my house.
Yep. That's it.
You do away with the Second Amendment, unless you take every gun in the United States, unless your motherfucking ass is apocalypse, no more weapons.
Right.
Unless you can do this, we got a problem.
Because it's at the end of the day, it's gonna happen. That is the nature of it. It's the nature of humans. That's what we do. You see a motherfucker that's weaker than you, you feel as though you have the right to just exert your authority over that person. It's just like even before there were guns, the biggest and strongest motherfuckers ran shit because you couldn't beat
Barbarians.
their ass. Yeah, they'll beat your fucking skull in, dude. Hit your ass with a brick, knock you clean out, or use their bare hands, crush your motherfucking ass. What did the gun do? Motherfucker equalized it. Because when this motherfucker go pop, your ass gonna drop.
Like that.
At the end of the day.
Like that dude.
It's just that simple.
Like that nigga that tried to break in that woman's house, and she called 911 first, but of course 911 didn't get there. But she told him,
Yeah.
he's at the door, and if he come through that door, I'm gonna shoot him. Well, ma'am, I'd expect they were trying to talk to a woman out of putting her gun down. She was in there with her fucking baby. Well, ma'am, I don't want you to do that. Just get somewhere and hide until we get there. She said he's coming through. If he gets through this door, I'm giving him the business. He apparently made it through that door because she gave him the business.
Get in the business. That's what you're supposed to do. And people don't realize this. People talk about, well, that's what the police are for. That is not what the police are for.
It sure isn't. It ain't even written in their bylaws.
And that the police job, their job, all that serve and protect bullshit is not the police job. Their job is to do one thing, to uphold and enforce the law. That's it. Their job is not to come save you. Their job is there are people try to sue the police department all the time and say, y'all should have came and saved me. It took y'all too long to get here. That's not their job. They are not mandated to do that. That is not what they're there for. Their job is to say, when you break the law, I'm going to take you into custody so that you can go before the court. That's it. That's my job. Fuck up. You do this. Okay. I've seen that you clearly broken the law, taking you into custody, put you in court. They deal with you. That's their job. Their job is not to save your ass. Their job is not to come and rescue you when your boyfriend been kicked in the door because you got the restraining order against him. If you ain't willing to put him down, your ass better move.
Somebody wrote, and I love when they say that. He said, when seconds count, the police are only minutes away.
True as shit. I know, I'm telling you this because of my experience with law enforcement. Domestics, it's the worst call that a police officer wants to take. It is the worst call. You hate domestics. Why? Because no matter what you do, 9 times out of 10, these motherfuckers are gonna make up, and this motherfucker gonna drop the charges. This motherfucker gonna come back to the house, and she gonna let them back in. That's what happens. So you don't want to get this. So it's like there are times when I have witnessed and I have heard police officers say, "Hey, I get a domestic. I'm a wait mandatory 15 minutes before I get there." Why? Because that gives time for him to get out. The dude is gone by the time they get there. No report to be filed, or say, "Hey, you can go down to the station and fill out a report." But he ain't here. We can't lock him up because when I get there on time, when I get there in 2 minutes, and he's still there, once I put the cuffs on him, she start crying and say, "No, don't take him away. Don't take him." Or she might come and fight me because he fighting me, trying to get out of being taken to jail. And shit happens, man. And so you don't want that at all.
And think about what we were talking about before. That seconds count when you're reaching for a gun. That chambering around, going through a safe, whatever you got to do to get what I got to do to get it. Now, if we say this, well, the next thing that we have to ask is, wouldn't your phone have the same problem? You trying to find it, you trying to pick it up, you trying to unlock it, because most people have some kind of lock on their phone. And I don't know if you've ever been, I've done this. I've gotten so nervous when I saw something, I was like, "Ooh, I got to take a picture of that," because I'm moving past it or it's going somewhere. I forget my fucking code. I put the code in wrong. I slide to the wrong thing. I don't hit the camera when I hit the fucking gallery. And next thing you know, I missed it. That's what happens when a person is put under pressure. They usually fuck up. Unless, like you said, they've done that hardcore memory training to where it just comes into place if you've done it enough. But most of us, shit like that doesn't happen. You don't see a UFO every day, so you don't pick up your phone really quick and have it already set. Because if you did, you'd probably have it already set to where you wouldn't even need to do a whole bunch to get the camera open, which is something I need to do because I had that problem. But if getting your phone takes the same amount of time as getting your gun takes, well, then you got your phone, now you got to call 911. This nigga's in your bedroom. You calling 911 and saying, you know how many of those damn stories I've heard of women on the phone talking to 911, and by the time 911 got there, they were dead?
Yep.
Them damn stories be sad as fuck. You hear that bitch begging for her life. He's in the other room. I'm in the closet. I'm in the closet. They get that. This bitch got this look on her face.
She got a post-it note on to say you late, motherfucker. The head cut off.
They got that look.
Yeah, and it's like there's a video out. I don't know if you can find it on YouTube, but it's out there. There's a video of a stay-at-home mom. She's at home, and she is with her. She has like a 3-year-old sitting on the couch with her, and she has a like an arm baby too, I believe. She's literally sitting on the couch watching TV. Like she probably does every single day, watching Jerry Springer or watching Steve Wilkos, whatever you want to call it. She's sitting there watching TV. Dude comes in, kicks in the fucking door, walks right up to her, beats her several times, has her on the floor while her baby is sitting there on the couch watching, and drags her all around the house. Drags her down the stairs. And the only reason why it was on tape was because they had like a nanny cam. Yep, they had a nanny cam. And I mean, this dude is literally just beating her ass.
I mean, he was giving her the
home invasion. Yep, giving her the business. And it's like, not to say that a gun would have saved her life, but it would have given her a chance had she had one there with her children. And it's like, that's the type of thing to where the police can't save you. They can't help you in that situation because you're talking about minutes. And she didn't even get a chance to make a call.
Mm-hmm.
And had it not been for that nanny cam, you would have never seen the footage. But it was so surreal to see that happening in real time, where this dude just picked this house and picked this woman. Why are you going to do it? Because her suburban ass probably don't have a gun.
Exactly. She feel like, 911 will save me. You know what?
Exactly.
You know what would happen if Prince was a police officer and he came in and saw you know what Prince would say?
No, Tommy. What would he say?
You got to look. You got that look.
Oh my God. You got that look.
You got the look. You got the look. You got the look.
You got the look. Oh my God. You got the look.
And I say, la 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 la. You got the look. Now, there's a whole lot of songs that say you got the look. It was a bunch of songs that used to say that. But to be serious, I'm going to end it like this on my end. The laws that we have can be more streamlined. I 100% agree with Brian. And the only time we should go to the negotiating table with with our American government is with that. We should let them know the large variances between the laws between the states. We should also let them know that it is not illegal to go to another state to buy it. So if it's not illegal to go to another state and buy something, because even with weed, if weed is illegal in one state but legal in another one, you can't go to a weed shop and just pick it up. You have to have that card from that state. Now you can get a friend to get it that's in that state and give it to you. Same thing with a gun. But then the law would then tell that person, oh, so you bought this gun legally and gave it to that person. Or you can play it off and say, well, it got stolen from my house. Because that's what most people who give somebody else a gun say. Well, I bought it and it got stolen. So we have to say a responsible gun owner, once you've lost your gun, if you didn't report your gun stolen, then we're going to charge you with that crime. You should know what guns you have and which ones you do not. Especially if you claim it's been gone. I lost that gun last year and you didn't tell nobody? No, we got a problem. So either streamline the laws across the country so there's one law that is governing the entire country, or Tell them that if you buy, you can only buy from states with loose gun laws if you live in that state. Period. It's easy to track you. If you cannot provide me with an in-state license, you can't get this gun. When I first got here in Arizona, I had my Georgia's license. Everybody know I didn't want to give up my Georgia's license. I went to a gun store to try to get a gun. You know what they told me? You gotta have an
Arizona license.
Yeah, you gotta have an Arizona license.
Yeah.
So at a certain point in time, not only do we need to have a license, but there needs to be a gun license. The same for the car. You have one license for your car. You get it in that state, but you can drive anywhere else. There needs to be a gun license that works the exact same way. Once you buy that gun, everybody knows. Now, it should take you about a week to get that gun. I know I'm not a person that likes to wait, motherfucker. That's why I got Amazon Prime.
That's why I don't like to wait. That's why I got Amazon Prime.
Bitches will tell you that. Now, when I meet you, I'm trying to fuck you. On that first day I meet you, we're trying to fuck. I'm not trying to have this. I'm taking you out and hang out with you. No. That's what direct messages were for. We talking direct messages. I get all that shit out the way. Everything you need to know about me went down in the DM. When I see you, I'm fucking.
So there should be a law, as you said, that there should be a law for all pussy should be 2-day delivery.
Like 2-day shipping. It is for me. I'm not gonna sit up there and talk. I'm not doing this. I'm not. I don't hang out with women like that. I'm not gonna keep letting you get to know me on my dime. You gonna fuck me. Now, if you fuck me right, yes, we can do some shit then. We can go to the movies, we can go to the mall, we can do all that shit. If I haven't fucked you, you can go to the mall with the nigga that's trying to fuck you. I'll let him foot your bill.
Right.
It's just how I look at it. All them dates, I'm going out with you, I figure I'm gonna spend a certain amount of money. Bitch, I'm gonna give you $300. Suck my dick now.
All in favor say aye.
Right. If you say no, then good. You don't want the $300, bitch? Better hurry. Gotta be quick.
Gotta get you. Oh, an old man.
Yeah, gotta be quicker than that. But that's my train of thought behind this. You give me a universal license and you make me wait 7 days to get it.
Yep.
I think that makes more sense. And this universal license, you can, especially if you get a concealed carry, that works everywhere. You get them to where you can have them in your house, but you can't do a concealed carry. Then wherever house you move to, you have that. I think the only thing you have to do is if you move to another state, you're forced to register at that state that you have it, which is kind of what they have to do a lot anyway. You have to register whatever state you go to, but you let them know you done moved into your state so they know how many guns that they have in that state. And if you were found to have these guns and you did not register these guns with the state, or that you are a gun owner, you have to let people know how many guns you have. That's none of the state's business. That you own guns, that's all the state needs to know. Yes, I own guns. That's it. So if anything happens, they know who to look for and whatever the fuck. Because I like the fact that I know my neighbors are armed. If they catch you trying to break in my house, like that white man in, I think it was Dallas, it wasn't even his yard. He saw them niggas breaking in his neighbor's yard when they weren't there. He walked up the street and gave them the straight business.
Yep. And my thing is this, it's like, that's the shit that people need to do, because it shouldn't matter. Well, the fact that people are willing to do that. If you come in to take somebody else's shit, and people will say, oh, well, it's just things, and that's what you have insurance for. Yeah, that's true. But people work hard for the shit that they have. And I should have a right to protect the shit that I've earned and the shit that I pay for. Plain and simple.
And I know people always bring up, you can't trade a life for property. But when you break into my house, it ain't even about the property. It's about you just took away my sense of security in my own house. And I think you should die because of that. I honestly do. Because if I got to sleep with one eye open and shit like that in my house because you decided to break up in there and take something, think about how comfortable you would be in your house after something like this happened. You can't even sleep. Think about how your kids would be. If somebody broke in your house right now, you think your kids would be able to sleep by themselves the next day? Even if they caught them, you think they'd be able to sleep by themselves?
Nope. They're going to be scared.
I'm scared.
I had somebody broke into my my father's house, and back when I was staying there, They broke into it the night before. That very same night, I could not sleep, and I literally sat up on the floor, gun in hand, the entire night till the sun came up.
You was up in that motherfucker
now,
like
what are the chances of these people coming back to rob this house? Literally 1,000,000 to 1 shot. But just the idea of being violated and somebody being in your space, going through your things, trashing your crib. And I mean, we didn't clean up or nothing. We left it fucked up, hoping that the motherfuckers was that bold to come back because we had something for your ass. Plain and simple. But at the end of the day, it's the mentality, it's the thought of not being safe in your own space.
You know, you were sitting in there like sigh.
Sigh. You got me on this one. Sigh who?
You had your gun in hand. You saw them niggas up outside. You had your gun in hand. Keep your gun in hand. And there was a bunch of niggas. They trying to rob. What? They trying to rob. Hey. And there was a bunch of niggas that need a job. They need a job. They need to get the fuck up out my house and go. I'm gonna stand my ground. Stand my ground. They tried to fade me.
Nope. Stand my ground. Nope.
I'm gonna stand my ground.
I'm gonna stand my ground. Okay, boy.
Alright, fuck it. Oh, on that note, I'm gonna give you the last word. Let's get the fuck up out this piece.
Oh man. Yes, indeed. Hey, like I said before, man.
Oh man.
Whoop. You gotta get that song
I'm
right
gonna
here.
stand my ground.
Don't let Gundam start. But I would say this: universal gun license across the board for everybody. I would say we all need more consistent training. I'm a person that would say that maybe every 2 years, maybe every year or something like that. The whole 5-year thing, I'm not too cool with that because a lot can change with you as a person.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of training that you can miss out on. There are a lot of because there's gun training is always evolving. So I would say every maybe 1 or 2 years you go.
Yeah, you got to renew that
take
thing.
Your class. Yep. And I would just say too, make sure that you don't focus on don't focus on the explosion per se, but look at the aftermath. Ask the question why, as opposed to always trying to figure out who. Get to the why at the end of the day. Not just in this instance in Vegas, but in life, period. Get to the why. As always, man, it's always a pleasure, man. I appreciate the opportunity that you give me time and time again, man. It's amazing, man. It's beyond me to realize that I'm actually here doing this with you, man. It's great work. I'm so proud of it. I'm so happy about it. It is truly a joy that I look forward to every single week, man. And to everybody out in Soto Nation that supports this platform, that likes, subscribe, and shares our message, I appreciate you guys. To all the mods, big up, salute to you all. And I just want to say, man, thank you. And I love all of you bastards, even the ones that was clowning because I ain't got no green screen like Tommy now.
Well, your background looked better than mine before the whole time.
No.
Well, I just had this thing, but the good thing is now I can take a picture of my of this and take it anywhere. Even if they kick me out of here, nobody knows because I just put the I still had the motherfucking fireplace and shit, and I'd be like living on a bitch couch, but I put that green screen up. I'm still in the mansion. I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna do a walkthrough of this whole mansion. I'm gonna be able to use every one of these things when I leave. I'm gonna still be in this bitch. I'm gonna go live in a 1-bedroom, fucking in the worst hood in America and put a green screen on the wall.
Green screen up there.
Niggas gonna be trying to bust up in my house because they gonna see all that shit I got. That nigga fit a lot of shit in that one bedroom. We got to get in there.
Oh man!
They get up in there, they got my green screen. They be like, "Fuck it, I'm stealing that."
When you take a picture of that fireplace, and make sure that fireplace is lit, man, because I know it'd be hot on you.
Yeah,
at least have it lit so you'll have the footage of it. That look real cool.
Oh, and not only that, but I could do video green screen too, so I can have it on a loop. So I could have that fireplace burning and just do a 5-second loop and just keep on and keep doing the loop. Boy, I'm gonna do all kind of shit now. Like wherever I go, because you know sometimes when I be trying to film in front of the window, I can't because the lighting's off. Well, now all I gotta do is take a picture of what the fuck is outside of that window, or take a picture of that window, and literally put it behind me. So it's there, but I now have the ability to light it correctly to where I see the outside. But I'm saying, man, I got all kind of shit I want to do.
Yeah, that's good stuff there, man. I like that. So you can take like video footage of like just live footage of like people walking by or something like that. Maybe like you outside or something. And
but it look funny, you keep seeing the same nigga walk past, you'll figure it out after a while. I'd either have to have a long ass, I'd have to film a long line of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this shit is awesome. I like it. I should have been using this shit. I've been had this bullshit back here. Cause everybody was laughing. He they got that wrinkled green screen. It wrinkled.
You remember the first show I did with you? Them like, what the fuck? Cause I had it up. I had my green screen up, but I didn't know how to do all that shit you was doing. Them motherfuckers like, what the fuck? This nigga work at a hospital? So this green
they were making fun of me when it looked like this.
Yep. They was dogging my ass, boy. Like, this the fuck this nigga do for a living?
It's all wrinkled. Where it don't matter no more.
That motherfucker.
Bam!
Right. Yeah, that's hot. I like that.
Yeah, boy. Do everything, but I'm just green screen pimp. I'm a green screen a big penis and take a picture in front of it and send it to bitches. Send it to bitches inbox.
Coming at you, girl.
That nigga got 13 inches. How you know, girl? He sent it to me in the inbox. Look at it. Green screen dick. All green screen. Dick is all green screen, bitch.
They'll be using it. Yeah, and his dick is green screen too.
The green screen allow you to do too much shit. They should have never gave this to regular, ordinary motherfuckers. They should have never did this shit. So now I can be anywhere and still be in the same place. But
oh my goodness,
I want to say I thank you guys, the moderators. You did an awesome job, and you guys have been doing an awesome job. The audience members, you guys are showing up even when I'm late as fuck because there was so much stuff I was trying to do and put up news. Brian didn't want y'all to be doing it this late. I was just trying to get that shit out of the way after I've driven down here because I knew I wanted to be on top of at least the Cam Newton thing before. And I almost didn't do the show because of that damn story about somebody sent it to me right before we get ready to go on about that guy getting shot. And I was so fucking upset. I was like,
oh yeah, the Utah dude.
Yeah, I was like, this is more important. But then I thought, no, we need to get this on the table. And I can do that afterwards, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
But I was just so bothered by that. But I want to thank all of you guys, especially you, Brian, for being patient with me. I know sometimes I wait so long, and I'm going to stop doing that. But sometimes I wait so long that it'll end up you knock the fuck out. Or I'm keeping you up. Yeah,
hey, man, I just be resting up, man, so I can be ready. That's all. Shit, it's all good.
But I'm keeping you up too late with a lot of shit. So that's why I was trying to cut this short. And it still ended up going about 2.5 hours, maybe close to 3. So I didn't want it to go that long. And what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to have this discussion with you guys, I think tomorrow. And we'll let you guys call in and give your thoughts about, because there are a lot of people agreeing with, it might be time to relax the Second Amendment to give the power back to the government to be able to protect us, because right now we can't protect ourselves. And I don't like having that thought process. I think once you give up, I keep making the statement, you give up your freedom for security, you deserve neither. And I just think what's going to happen is once they start telling you, do this, They're going to say, well, since you'll do that, then do that. If you guys have ever been in a relationship, when you do something for the person you're in a relationship with that you normally wouldn't do, they typically ask you to push another line, another boundary. And then they throw it up in your face, well, you did this.
Right. Say that one more time, man, about that security and
if a man gives up his freedom for security, he deserves neither.
Hey, I like that.
It's from one of our founding fathers, a patriot. I want to say John Henry. I think it's been attributed to John Henry. Is it John Henry or Patrick Henry? Sorry. It's been attributed to Patrick Henry, I think. But nobody knows where it came from. It's almost like if you find out who owns the money is the person who's in control, or the person who owns something controls you. I can't remember what it is, but that's a cool saying too. But they tried to give it to Voltaire, but there's no evidence that Voltaire said it. So it might have been somebody that was, because like me, I've done that a lot of times. Sometimes you say things because you know they won't listen to you, so you say somebody else said it, and you know they'll listen to that person because you ain't shit. But you say so a lot of times I would put stuff, and my grandmother know this, I would put stuff on my grandmother that my grandmother didn't say that shit I did. I just figured you ain't gonna boo my grandma. You ain't gonna talk shit about my grandma. My grandmother said that. If you booing me, you booing my granny.
Yeah, they ain't gonna boo my grandma. They'll boo my ass. They gonna boo her. Yeah, my grandmama said.
I used to do that. I think I'd say about 50% of the stuff I said that my grandmother actually did say. The other shit, I was just shit that I say. But I was like, they like what my grandma says, so I'm just gonna keep putting shit on my grandma. So if it go wrong, I can say, well, she said it. I'm just repeating it. But that's how you got to get away with a lot of things in life.
I'm gonna start doing that shit. Like, yeah, that's what Tommy said.
But what I'm saying is, you can get away with a lot of stuff if you place it on somebody that we're not gonna fact check that.
Right.
Where they gonna go? Buzz Aldrin said. I never saw it written down. He told me personally to my face. There's no record of this.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just think that at a certain point in time, we're going to continue to expect these group of people who we know that don't respect us, i.e. the government, to protect us. You're not going to protect people you don't respect. And I say that because that's what I was thinking about that cop. The more these men that have gotten off for killing people, the more these cops have gotten off for killing people, the more cops are just really willing to test that shit now. Because when you guys see that, if you haven't seen it, that shit's scary. The nigga guy was, but the man didn't have nothing. So you want to take away guns from what needed to have happened was it needed to be some citizens that were there. And when they saw that man shoot that dude, them citizens should have shot that cop. And cops need to fear the citizens as much as citizens fear the cops. It has gotten horrible. Right now, if you own a company, you don't fear your fucking workers. But don't you guys understand that that's what's going on right now? America's supposed to be a land of the people, for the people, and by the people. Yet we fear police. We fear the FBI. We fear the IRS. They don't fear us. So why is it that we put people in place to put fear in us? I want y'all to think about that. We have people in place. We put them in place to put fear in us. That's what America's become. So what the fuck do you think it's going to become when they disarm the law-abiding citizens? That's my close.
Powerful.
All right.
Powerful.
So we're gonna call it a night there, and I'd like to thank you, Brian. Every time you just putting up with me, it's a big thing, and I really do enjoy doing shows with you. That's why no matter what time it is or whatever it is I got going, I try my best to get it out of the way. One of the reasons why I came home today was to make sure that I was able to do this because I couldn't do it where I was, and because it's a joy just shooting the shit with you. To be honest, it is.
Same here, brother.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you shout out your places where they can find you and hit you up with stuff.
Hit me in that little hit me there right there in that corner for the Relate Better at my young Twitter. You can hit me on Instagram at The Relationship Rehab. Catch me on the YouTube at The Relationship Rehab. And man, I hit 1,000 subs. Yeah. Let's keep this thing going. Finally.
And I think I just followed you on Instagram. No, Twitter.
Yeah.
I just followed you on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I usually try to just follow hoes I'm trying to fuck. Or niggas I'm trying to get some money from.
Well, I appreciate you growing, man, and allowing expanding your horizon.
There's a few people that I follow that, well, I'm not trying to fuck or I'm not trying to get no money off of them, but it's maybe a couple. I think I follow like 70 people. I'm finna cut that down to 20. Some bitches up there that hadn't gave me no pussy yet, and I'm not gonna keep on asking. I'm just gonna go around fuck I'm following you for anyway.
Oh man.
Rebecca Lynn
and also
Pope, she ain't give me no pussy.
On Facebook, you can hit up my page at The Relationship Rehab on Facebook, so you can hit me up there and join the discussion, join in the conversation that's taking place there as well. Good people, I appreciate y'all, man, and I love you guys. Thank you guys for just putting up with me and my brother Tommy. I look forward to this, man. You have no clue as how much this means to me, man. Thank you, good sir.
Thank you, brother, for being here, and thank you guys for being here as well. Hey, I'm Tommy Sotomayor. That there's the guru. I'm the whore. That's Brian, and we are out, people. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, man.
Peace, guys.
Later.